It's me, Goldman.
Hello and welcome to Core. This is Core, where we talk about video games. Three friends sitting around on a Thursday afternoon talking to you at home. Or not. You could be at work. I don't know. Don't let the boss see you.
Could be on a bus.
Could be there.
Maybe you're in space.
Maybe you're in
doing
space.
That again.
Yeah. We are doing that again. We seem to be all into it again. You know? That's Beau Schwartz right there. That's John Jagger right there. And then that's me, Scott Johnson, right here. We hope you're all doing very well. We were coming off a busy week of games and news and fun stuff. Before we get to all of it and start cranking through it, I just wanted to mention there are 42 days left until Nerdtacular 2026. That's right. What could be the final, biggest time we ever do this, ever again, is happening in that short amount of time. Tickets are still available. We need you guys there. We'd love to have more of you. Come see us live. Liam O'Brien, us, Bobby Franks, the whole Frog Pants family, producers, makers, and tons of Core fans just like you. Head over to frogpants.com right now and secure your tickets. All right, let's get ready to talk about May. The May video games. I actually really like when we do this, when we talk about the upcoming month's new releases, because 2026 is a great year for this. There's a lot of stuff coming out, despite the fact that somehow there's layoffs constantly and studios being shut down and products being canceled. There still seems to be plenty of video games. So I don't know how that works. I just know there's a lot of them. So let's get into it. I got to say, the thing that jumped out at me the most on this is 007 First Light. It's toward the end of the month. But if I had to rank these, I think that's the one I'm the most excited about. Anything on this list before we get, to kind of the meat and potatoes that you're like, oh yeah, that's the month for this thing I can't wait to play?
I think that's definitely the big one. One that was not on my radar until I played the demo and now is very much on my radar is Dead as Disco. This game has a demo on Steam if you want to try it. It is a rhythm-based brawler. And so it's kind of like Batman Arkham Combat, but synced to music. And it's a rhythm game that fights like a brawler, animates like a brawler, combos like a brawler. But again, all set to music, and you can import your own music.
What's it called again?
So, Dead as Disco.
Dead as Disco. Oh, weird. The Gamer Rant list doesn't have it, but the GameSpot one does. It's interesting. I think the GameSpot list is including more indies too, which is good.
Was it missing some? Hang on.
I don't know.
Which list should we go by? Because
the more complete one is...
I put 2 on here because I also noticed some were missing from 1. And so I was like, well, I'll put 2 and hopefully that will catch all of them.
Yeah,
I'm using the Steam calendar, which I know doesn't cover the consoles, so it's not that good of a source, but...
It's probably still missing. Some are missing from this list that are there.
So I'm scanning through it. So I'm not trying to interrupt our conversation. Just I noticed there's definitely one there that's missing.
What's that? On both. What are you missing?
Alabaster Dawn.
Oh, I don't. Why is that familiar?
Did we talk about this?
Crosscode.
I don't. You might have seen a trailer at some point, but have you heard of it? It's an indie game, Crosscode. It's on every platform.
I love Crosscode. I have that game.
I think it's the same guys that make Crosscode that are making a follow-up game called Alabaster Dawn, and it looks really sweet.
Let's see here. This is
look for it on Steam, anyways. But this one's been on my wish list. I don't know if I'll play it right at launch. Yeah, it's the same guys as Crosscode.
Okay,
it's the second game,
top-down looking. 2.5.
It's like a Secret of Mana kind of deal, like top-down action game, RPG elements. But like it's their second effort, and it actually just looks really sweet.
They kicked trash with Crosscode. It was very good.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things. I played a little bit of Crosscode. I never got super into it, but I liked it. But just something about Alabaster Dawn looks like you make your first game and it's good, you ship it. Now you're on your second effort and you've improved in any way. It's kind of giving me that vibe, and I don't know. I've just been keeping an eye on it. It's been of interest to me, and they
seem to be taking their time too. Crosscode came out in 2015, I think. Oh no, there's 2018 came out, but there was a demo.
Might have been an early access deal, and it might have been. I think it was staggered releases, not all platforms all at once.
Yeah.
So I don't know the exact date, but I don't know. I think Alabaster Dawn looks like it might be pretty good.
Look at their logo. It's this fancy dapper fish. I like it. Radical Fish Games. I'll bet there's fishing in Alabaster Dawn. What do you think of that? Excited about that? Bo?
Probably. There's fishing and everything.
It's a big week for fishing.
It's a plague.
Yeah, Diablo IV fishing. We'll talk about that later.
Wait, there's fishing in Diablo IV?
Oh yeah, dude. And I'm gonna have to admit something here. It's awesome because think of fishing usually as like, oh, fish. I gotta wait and pull at the right time, and okay, well, I guess I can cook things now. No, I mean yes, but also no, because in this one, if you pull like a legendary fish, it falls to the ground with a pillar of light on it and goes ka-kang, just like in all of the rest of Diablo. And there's something special about that kind of fishing.
Nope, you're making it worse. I hate it.
I'm actually kind of
because every fishing game's like, every game does fishing. We need to put our unique spin on fishing.
I think people like overall. If you were to poll the average gamer groups, or group, whatever that means, demographics, I think a lot would say they like fishing, and I don't know why. I don't know why I sometimes like it. I don't either. But
you want to know what's crazy, Scott? Yeah. I don't know if you knew this. We might have talked about it, but you remember when Magic the Gathering, famous card game, partnered with Final Fantasy? Mm-hmm. There's a fishing mini game in the Magic the Gathering.
In the card
Final
game?
Fantasy cards, yeah.
So how does that work?
Well, I mean, it's just like a delayed trigger. Usually, you get an effect when you meet certain conditions. If I recall the card correctly,
it's a quest card, and it's fishing.
Was it always in the Magic pantheon of?
No. It's. I mean, the mechanics have been in some shape or form. Probably, I don't remember precisely what the card does.
I love your.
But yeah, they had a mechanic called side quests, which are just enchantments that come into play. You fulfill a certain condition, I believe, and then you get the reward. You
get to flip it over, and then it's like a camp site or something like that. But
so you feel about fishing the way I feel about.
But that's like tower defense. Doesn't really feel like actual fishing in Magic. It's just it's a fun wink and a nod.
Yeah, but why does it exist?
Yeah,
because there's so many fishing mini games, and
for sure,
people like it. Yeah,
and every time I pulled that card, we all dedicated it to Beau. There was a point where I was going to send, because I had so many duplicates, I was going to send all my friends a card that just reminded me of them, and Beau was definitely going to get the fishing side quest card.
Well, as soon as I saw it happen in Diablo, I saw another player do it before I ever tried, and I went, I got to talk to Beau. We got to talk about fishing in Diablo. By the way, not required at all.
Refund Diablo. I haven't started playing it yet, but it's
your hatred of fishing games honestly is great, and I hope it never changes.
Yeah, we live in the year of our Lord 2026. We have incredible capacity to make wonderful toys and lovely light shows of video games full of artistic expression. Why anyone would want to do fishing is just beyond me.
I'd like to put out. I've
done fishing IRL lots when I was a kid. Yeah. You put your line in the water, the adults drink beer, and you wait.
Can I cast my line into the audience, the water that is our audience, and say, dear audience, I want people to write in about why they think Beau is either correct or wrong about these fishing mini games being so rife in our games today. I want to know what people think.
Make a fishing game, that's fine. But why does it have to be like you sit around? You're like, we have some development time. People like fishing. Let's put fishing. It feels like, the garbage they include in so many other walks of life. Like how like a lot of time you go to a fast food restaurant, you want the burger. You don't really need the fries, like the markups on them insane when they try to get you to combo it. They're none of it's particularly healthy for you, but like the fries are like option. I'd rather just have 2 burgers and just call it good. Like why do I need the fries? And it's like that. It's like, let's just put this shit in here. And then, and then like other people are like, I like shit. And then they put it like if it's an indie game and it's like they're not trying to make shareholders like be like, we put a lot of value in content and they can put it in their marketing. Like we're just going to have fishing too. And so they put shit in their game just because It's I swear to God, it's a virus in video games.
Chat right now is making me laugh. We got Spot Monk saying, "I bet Beau also hates petting dogs in games," and then Tyan saying, "I need the fries."
So petting is not a mini game. I like petting. I pet Cerberus every run in Hades, even if there's no point, no value. I give him a little scratch and say good boy. No problems with that. It's not a mini game.
Do you do it every time you run through there, or just once in a while?
Pretty much, yeah. I check in with everybody. I'm kind of OCD about at least the Hades games. I got to talk to everybody. You never know what kind of new little meta progression and conversation you're going to get.
Hades 3 is
Hades also has fishing.
Yeah, and Hades 3 is going to 100% have.
And I don't like it, but it's like fairly painless. Like you click, they don't waste your time too much, and if the game is really good and the fishing mini game is easy, like Yakuza Kiwami 3 had fishing mini game.
Yeah.
But you know what the fishing was? It was just a shooter. You just hover over the fish, click the shoot button, and the spear goes in, you catch fish. It's just a shooting gallery. It's not really fishing. And acceptable, fine. But if you give me a line and you have a little meter saying how hard do you cast the line, and then you got to wait for the damn fish to bite, and you've reeled in too hard, you lost the fish, your line snapped. I want to take your game and just shit all over. Just pull down my pants and take a big poo on your dumb game.
So you don't want to catch any mythic fish?
I just hate sitting and waiting for something to happen.
Beau can't do it. He's like, I sat down to engage with this thing. He's like my stepdaughter in music. She has to have music on all the time. One time she was singing louder than the radio in the car, and it was driving me crazy. So I just muted the radio. And she was like, "Oh, that's so mean." And then she sat there waiting for me to turn the radio back on. I wouldn't do it. And she freaked out.
Oh, man.
Like, cannot handle silence. Beau seems like the exact same equivalent with, like, I'm playing a game and I'm not doing anything in the game.
Yeah,
that's why I have YouTube Premium. I have these headphones strapped on pretty much every waking minute of the day. So there's always something going in my ear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I can appreciate silence though, but like when I'm playing a game, I'm playing to engage with the game. Otherwise, and look, I've done fishing in real life. I did it a lot as a young person. The adults in my life were from a rural family. They like to go hunting. Also less boring because the walk is good, but it's a lot of waiting too. You get up at 5 in the morning, go in a sit stand, and you're like, when's the deer going to come so I can murder it? It's a lot of waiting, which is like, that's hunting. People like that activity. I do not. Sitting and waiting for a damn fish to bite. And also the thing I hate about fishing too, is they don't actually, like, they really gloss over the horrifying parts of fishing, which is once you got on the boat, it flops everywhere and it's got a hook in its mouth and you got to take the damn hook out. How many fish have you dehooked? It first of all, it seems torturous to do that to an animal, but that's how we hunt and live. But it's still like grabbing the fish, getting its scales, like maybe if it's a big fish, maybe it's a little cut or feels uncomfortable, it's flopping everywhere, and then you're trying to rip the damn thing out of the fish lips. Like, it's got a hook in it so it doesn't come out. And then you're like, do I be gentle so the hook doesn't, so it comes out easier, but it's flopping everywhere? So then you just rip it out and you just rip it open an animal's face. Like, I don't know. I don't like fishing. Like, I think fishing,
well, good news. In Diablo, it just goes king. Activity. It just goes kink and puts a pillar of light on your legendary fish.
Yeah. And also, no fish actually died in Diablo, as far as we know.
No.
As far as we know.
That's a weird thing. Where
it could be the Ender's Game of the fishing industry, though. Diablo 4 was a big effort to...
I just hate fishing. Okay?
Maybe the fish they have to corpse run when you catch them.
I don't like it in real life. I did plenty of it in my early age and, wished to never have to do it again. Now that I'm adult, I do what I want. and I don't have to fish, and I'm into games, and now every game's making me fish.
Well, good news is
everyone who makes that decision in the box.
Good news about Diablo 4's fishing is you do not have to engage in it at all. It's cosmetics. It's just fun.
Yeah, you say that until you're like, you won't be able to do Torment 12 without certain affixes, which can only be got from fish. So I don't know about that yet.
I mean, you're right. It's a fair worry. If you're worried about it, I get it, because these things could eke into other systems, but I think it'll be all right. This was something what was the games that were pretty good for? Oh, Torchlight 2 had fishing, and I remember it being pretty good. Like, you'd pull up cash, or you saw a bunch of gold, or it'd be an actual usable item. It wasn't about grinding. It was more like, oh, there's a hole. I can pull fish 3 times from it, and each time it's either food I can eat in the form of fish or some cool rare drop, and then I move on. And they didn't take forever. It was like a quick fish. And the Diablo fishing is pretty fast. It's not a lot of, like, WoW is long. You sit there, looking at that bobble, it ain't moving. Bloop. Okay, shit, I better clay. Like, it takes forever.
Right.
This didn't feel like that.
At a certain skill level, it takes you like 10 fishings just to get a skill point and stuff.
So this is an action RPG with action fishing.
Action fishing.
Action fish.
If I like the game enough, I might endure the fishing. I'll still hate it and bitch and complain, though. But I may still do it. But
I understand. I do.
I will never have a compliment for fishing.
All right.
All right.
I
will never say never. Look, the people who made Hades might make the world's best fishing game is their next thing. And you know what? Maybe I'll play.
Maybe you will.
But doubt. X to doubt.
All right. Fishing in Crimson Desert as well.
Awesome releases. Let's get back to this awesome.
Yeah, let's get back to this list.
Beau's like, get away from my fishing.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about fishing anymore.
Possible.
I feel like I've taken up my quota on bitching about fishing.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Biggest game, because Alabaster Dawn looked cool, but my biggest game, number 1 on the list, I didn't realize it was coming out that soon, is Zero Parades for Dead Spies.
Oh, yeah.
May 21.
Yeah, that looks cool.
If there's anything I have a date with, it's going to be that game. So
yeah, it's Zero Parade. No, that's not it. Where is it?
Yep, Zero Parades
for Dead Spies, colon. I missed the colon.
Colon for Dead Spies, which it feels like it could just be a sentence. Like, what's the colon for?
Dead Spies, colon. So what is it? That's another big spy game. What is this? I need to see some video here.
The Disco Elysium follow-up. Well,
right. Okay. That does look real nice, and also it'll be a real test, right? We're going to see if those guys can...
I mean, I played the demo, and I was like skeptical. I'm like, they can't, all that shit, whatever, can't do it again. It's like, no, actually, they're cooking. They got me hooked. I want to know what's going on. I like the character you play as. It's weird, but it's not like it's a retread of the weirdness of Disco.
Came fast, too.
You're not playing a loser so far.
Well, I guess that's not fast. We've been waiting forever for a follow-up, but it feels like it feels like this is coming out quicker than I thought it was supposed to.
Yeah, 2026 for this game, and Disco Elysium was 2019, so 7 years.
I was really hoping you were going to say Yoshi and the Mysterious Book was your most anticipated game.
Yeah, that would be as likely as a collection of fishing minigames.
Oh, wait, there's a King of Tokyo game coming? I didn't know about this.
There's a bunch of stuff, man. May is packed. May is crazy. So we haven't even talked about the big names like Forza Horizon 6 is happening, and that's happening everywhere, not just Xbox. As far as I know, they haven't pulled that back with some of these changes they're doing there.
That's the one that's going to be in Japan.
Yeah.
Seems really cool.
Tokyo, very excited. And, larger areas, but Tokyo featured pretty heavily. Actually looking forward to that. I like the Horizon series a lot, and I like the last one quite a bit. I think 6 looks rad, so bring it on.
My stepson came to me 3 months ago, and he goes, I have my money. I need to pre-order a video. I need to buy a video game.
Good
and
Lord.
I said, okay, what do you need to buy? Forza Horizon 6. I said, it's not out yet. I need to pre-order it.
Why?
I said, why? Save your money. And he's like, no, I need to make sure that I get it. I was like, you're good at saving money, because he is. He's actually very good at it.
Good little saver.
Like, you're good at saving your money. What if you need it? And he's like, well, when does it come out? I was like, in 4 months. He goes, wait, what month is it? He sat there and he did the math.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that's a long ways away. And I said, yeah. And he's like, well, they're advertising it like it's out. I was like, that's what advertising does. He was like, okay. So he's very excited.
You have taught him a real lesson here.
Hopefully he hasn't spent that money.
Yeah, that's a great lesson to learn, though, about pre-orders. Is the hype is real when they're advertising it to you, and you're super stoked about it. And unless there's some intrinsic benefit to the pre-order that you can't get any other way, you gotta not be doing that. Not in today's world. There's no point. Yeah. Plus, that thing's coming to Game Pass now. Don't you guys have Game Pass?
Yeah, we do have. Well, we should. We do. We've lowered it to the base level, but he might still have Ultimate. I think we might have gotten Game Pass twice.
Oh shit!
Because he uses it a lot,
but that means he'll have it regardless, and he doesn't even need to pay for it. Or is he like you, where he's like, I must own it? Like
he might insist on owning it. He might.
Okay, there's something to that. I don't blame him. I get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's coming. That'll be exciting. Also, dwarf game Rogue Core is coming out. Some people may call it by its real name, Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core.
But not here. We call it Dwarf Game around here.
Is that like a 1.0?
If they're going to use our core name, we get to call it Dwarf Game.
No, Beau, I believe that is coming out in early access then, I think. Because right now there's no way to play it. I think there's a demo.
Wait, what's this game called? Rogue Core?
Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core. It's basically Deep Rock Galactic as a rogue-like.
It's a new. Okay, so not the Survivors game. Okay,
no,
that's
already
a different
out.
One.
It's
I know. 1 to 4 player co-op first-person shooter.
Yeah, which you might ask yourself, don't they already have that? But
it's Deep Rock Galactic Night Rain.
Yeah, no, it's Deep Rock Galactic ADHD friendly edition. Because
so can we like get together and play this?
Hell yeah!
This Deep Rock is like way better with friends. Like it's fine on its own, but it's.
Well, that's why I'm so curious about this one, because the roguelike elements are supposed to be a little more single player friendly, but I'm very happy to play this with friends. I'd love that.
But it's like Deep Rock in particular. Like when I play alone and I go to the bar and I buy a drink and dance on the dance floor and drink and go rock and stone, but
no one's there.
Doesn't feel the same when you're alone, you know? Like,
yeah, no, that game is. I fully agree with you. I think the first Deep Rock needs people. I think the Survivors Like is a nice diversion, but it's really just,
Oh, this will probably be really fun.
Yeah.
Because like even playing the base game, like there's some insane situations with monsters crawling on the ceilings and the ground, and like it can be very like you said, stimulating. Like in terms of all the enemies, all the input, and the fact that the terrain, I assume in this will also be all destructible.
I think so.
Mine through it and stuff like that.
I would assume so. I doubt you're just running around shooting. I mean, even the Survivors Like has destructible environment stuff. So
yeah, and they do good because it's like low. It's low tech, like it's not like a high texture game where everything has high fidelity. They can do a lot with the procedural generation, which means a lot of times those games focus on lights and like awesome lighting effects. And this game, Deep Rock, is one of those that does lighting, I think, pretty well.
Yeah.
So it makes it more fun. Like, like it'll be pitch black and you'll throw your little torch and you'll see spiders all over the ceiling. You're like, oh shit. It's cool. It's really well done.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. I don't know what to expect from the loop of it, and that's where they're going to have to nail it to differentiate it from the more survivor. The first game is hard to classify. Co-op. It's kind of an extraction shooter. I hate to say it.
I mean, the first one, I mean,
but it's a PvE extraction shooter,
which is way more my jam than what they try to sell me with these other ones.
Yeah, it's an extract. I mean, I think I would call it an extraction shooter. Yeah,
you're extracting things, including each other, and you're doing it with a timer at the end. And
just roguelite extraction. It's not, I wouldn't like if you said, "Oh, it's an extraction game," and you were thinking Tarkov or the Tarkov scope, you'd be.
Yeah, they know
misinformed. So, like, I don't think I'd describe it just because the word would be confusing.
Well, that's why I want this. This thing needs to differentiate itself, because without really
Seems like
playing
this is falling more into the first-person shooter and action game.
It's co-op shooter. It's like Destiny or the other ones, like or Division or stuff like that. Like you get a squad, you go out, you get resources, you come back. I don't know.
Isn't that kind of what the first one is, though? I mean,
yeah, but it seems like this is less on the mining aspect.
Yeah, like so the other one is like you bring back resources for meta progression, right? Like you pick the place, you pick the high level of danger to get the more minerals and the rare minerals. You know, like Helldivers is the same way. Like the higher difficulty you're on, the better, more resources, the better rare resources you get.
Yeah.
And then you unlock your shit. I mean, Helldivers is kind of the same game as Deep Rock. Even up to having an extraction point. Like when you're done, you know, and you have a timer, you're like, here's the ship to pick me up. So whatever you call Helldivers is what you call Deep Rock Galactic. They're basically the same game.
Interesting.
Just the Deep Rock had the layer of actually mining and having, what was it, Molly, come here, you know, like,
yeah,
I love that thing. So I don't know if you're going to have one of those in this game.
there seems to be, I'm looking at some video now, there's a hub here.
This game's going to have meta progression. Like I guess not going to be.
Oh, it'll have some. It has to have some. I mean,
it'll definitely have meta progression.
Carry something for it. But I mean, look at this. It's very familiar immediately. We're in the ship. We're diving down, and there's just one guy.
Yeah, well, we're in the era where people are game developers are starting to get less shy about just not completely reusing, but reusing their assets from their franchises. I mean, Vampire Crawlers is literally, I think, all the bitmaps from Vampire Survivors, or like 50% of it is just blown up. Like, you know, even if you say it's new versions of the content, it's not like they designed that they need a concept art to design things from scratch, like in some major way, you know? So, and like Night Rain's like that, it's literally just all the Elden Ring and Dark Souls shit in a different game. And this looks like, hey, we could make an original new game, or we could just take all of our shit and make a different game. You know?
Yeah. I'm down.
Like,
I'm
right.
down to clown if they can make a compelling argument with the gameplay. Ooh, what are we doing here? Look at that.
Oh yeah, see, you're not. It's not Deep Rock unless you're like hammering something. It's not gonna just be shooting.
Well, it can't be, right? You got to have more.
But I think it's gonna be a press W and move forward rather than explore, collect resources, go back to your drill. It's gonna be more like
let's get through this together. We
gotta kill this thing. We have to hunt it and move forward through the level. Is sort of what I'm expecting. It looks like you got little like friendly robot that helps you. That's amazing.
Yeah, into that.
Yeah,
I'm all in. I love what these guys make, so bring it on. That is one I'll definitely be getting. We mentioned First Light briefly, the 007 game. That's one I'm going to need to see like reactions first, or I need to know what we're doing.
A listener has already gifted it to me, so I'm definitely playing it.
Me too. I forgot. It's in my library. Shit.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think I was the only one.
I pre-thanked them and forgot about it.
Pop and Fresh gifted me this, so I'm definitely going to be trying it. Early impressions that I've read is that it's very good.
Good. I'm excited then. And I forgot I had it, so now I don't have any worries. Let's just go. Let's just play this game.
The worries are just about whether I'm going to buy it or not, and if it's bought for you, you're like, "Well, I'm excited."
Yeah, now I'm excited. I mean, honestly, it's still just, it was maybe it was just an issue of how do they take the magic of what they did with those Hitman games and then parlay that into something that's a little more or a little less sandboxy in theory, because James Bond's usually kind of a linear story to tell. So how they marry those two things is really going to be interesting, and we'll find out on the 21st, 7th, the something, 5th, 4th?
Late May.
20-something, yeah.
No.
Yeah, definitely late May. All right. Any others on here you want to mention that we should at least let people know is happening or coming? I mean, there's a ton of stuff in here. There's a lot of possibilities.
I mean, Nintendo's getting Yoshi in the Mysterious Book. That might be something that you're excited about if you're
a Switch fan. Yep.
What about
Switch stuff or playing with your kids or whatever you might be doing.
Mm-hmm. What about this Thick as Thieves game?
Let's see. Thick as Thieves.
I thought maybe I heard something about this before. Maybe
it's hold on.
It's a heist game. You got to go and...
There it is.
Looks like it's a multiplayer. It's an online. Yeah, it's a co-op heist game.
Oh, it's Warren Spector doing this one, eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, Mr. Deus Ex himself. He knows stuff.
Yeah, so in this one, I think it's a co-op thiefy, stealthy game where you got to, sneak past security guards in a stylized environment and rob the jewels.
That sounds like fun. I like stealth and I like heists. So, look, takedowns. I like those. Yeah. Look at that. Lady with her bum in the air. I'm all in.
Okay.
sounded worse than I meant.
Also, I'm strangely drawn to this game, Outbound. I don't know why.
Oh,
it's
same.
the game that constantly, it's just the big VW bus on the front.
Yeah.
It's a survival, open world survival and crafting game, but there's something about it. I just kind of like the look of it.
Yeah, very bright.
Maybe it's just a fondness of old VW buses, but at the same time,
very bright, very
something interesting about it.
I agree. This is one I may have mentioned in the past too. I just think it seems neat. There's some co-op to that as well. I don't really know what you're fully doing. I know you can. Well, here's stuff where you can decorate your van. It's like the van life simulator, maybe. I don't know.
Van life.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anybody going to play the Batman game?
The Lego one?
The Lego one, maybe.
I have to say, a lot of things about it look cool. There is a disconnect every time Batman talks, and it's not Will Arnett.
Oh, throws you. Yeah.
Throws me a little bit.
I don't know why they couldn't get him for this. That's weird. He's busy.
Oh, is he too busy doing Lego Masters? What's he doing?
I don't know what he's doing, but he is.
I forgot they are putting Absolute Batman in it. Yep. I forgot they're doing that. That's cool.
Yeah. This is something that I'll probably end up playing because the littles will want to play it. Like Van's a big Batman fan, and he loves Lego, so.
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe that's something I could play with my son.
Yeah.
He likes Batman. He'll just want to play as the bad guys the whole time, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's all right.
Looks like they're doing Arkham, like Asylum style combat.
Oh, really?
It looks that way when I look at the trailer. I don't know if it'll work out that way.
I like it. They should do a Nemesis system in there too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a Lego game, that's where we finally get it again, is the Lego game. I mean, it is Warner Brothers. They own the rights to the.
They get to.
Yeah, they own it. So, oh man, that was such a cool system. All right, let us move down the road to the trailer. We're not going to watch it, but we're going to talk about it. The trailer for Resident Evil, the film, has landed, and I'm personally very excited about this. I think John is pretty stoked too. You're mega fandom of the series. Despite that, like, you feel like maybe this is in good hands, like I do. We got Zach Krieger directing and writing.
Well, you've got somebody who obviously understands modern horror. Like, I'm a big fan of Barbarian. I'm a big fan of Weapons. I liked both of those. So in terms of pedigree, I think we got to wait and see. Is it going to be a good movie? I don't know. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows until it comes out. We don't know.
I have enough faith to give it a shot. I'm not going to write it off immediately.
Here's what we know for sure. It is set during the timeline of the outbreak in Raccoon City for Resident Evil 2. So while Leon's doing his business, that's when this happens, kind of a parallel story. Think of this as like a pre-show. I'd mentioned that it reminds me of what 10 Cloverfield Lane is to Cloverfield. It's like a story within the world while the world's experiencing what it's experiencing, but it's happening from another perspective. That's what this sounds like to me, and I'm all about that. I think that is the way to do this story. What you don't do is go, oh, who are they going to cast as Leon? I hope it's this one guy. Like, who gives a shit? Talk about something I don't know yet. In the backdrop I'm already familiar with. Expand the world building. Have some fun with it. It's clearly going to be set in the 90s. He's using a freaking corded phone in a house somewhere. And it's this Austin Abrams kid who was, I think, brilliant in Weapons. So he's bringing him back. Here he is. He's your main dude, and I think he's an incredibly good actor, and I loved him in Weapons.
He made me genuinely uncomfortable in Weapons because he was that good of an actor.
He's really good.
I was like, this guy's actually on drugs.
Yeah.
This guy. Why are you filming this guy? Get him some help.
It was
why are you taking advantage of this man?
It's extremely convincing as an addict, and also, everyone's talking about Euphoria season 3. And all the people who have come out of that, your Sydney Sweeneys and your Jacob Aortis and all these like big Alorti, sorry. These big names that came out of that show, and now they're finishing it up, but now they're off doing big things. And, Oscar nominations and all this for Jacob in particular. And everyone forgets this kid. He was in that too, or is in that. And his role is understated, but awesome. He's great. So I'll follow this guy wherever he goes. They also basically make the point that it doesn't mean that we're not going to have some fan service in this. Like, outside of it being called Resident Evil and a lot of, shit happening in Raccoon City and Umbrella references and all that, but maybe Maybe you get cameos we don't expect. You know, maybe somebody goes, whose blood is this? And it's Barry and he's way off in the distance. We don't know.
I hope it's like Chris's blood.
Yeah, and then back to the action, you know?
The only thing I've seen in terms of like people asking questions, and it's like, you know, that's a legitimate interest, is if it is supposed to be set during Resident Evil 2. And in theory, I think it's supposed to be set in Raccoon City. I don't know if that's been confirmed, but I've heard.
There's a quote from Krieger saying it is set during the timeline of 2. But that you're right, though. That doesn't mean
outbreak
it's the city.
Should only be in Raccoon City at that point.
Yeah.
But the big confusing thing is the snow, because Resident Evil 2 takes place in September.
Interesting. But you like snow.
Is that a hint about the story? Yeah, I'm not. Somebody's like, hey, you know what? We decided to put snow in this. I'm like, good job.
Well done, guys.
Does that make sense for September? I don't know.
Not really.
This is fine.
Climate change is pretty weird. We can't predict it, but still.
Back then in the 90s, September was prime snow years, you know?
I remember those heady PS1 days when
we didn't have smartphones and it snowed 10 months of the year. September was one of them.
Yeah.
So
no, it's a fair point. Like if they're going to be somewhere else and there's some other outbreak tied to it, it's fine with me. Like I just want to explore new ideas, new characters within the world that they've established, and I don't need to do things I've already done in the game. Simple as that. So we have a certain person on our Discord who thinks that unless this is a Stars team and it's in a haunted house, it's not a real Resident Evil movie. And to him, I would say, that's a pretty good bait you put on your hook today, because I ate it. I ate that hook. I swallowed it. It went way down. Pierced my soul.
Also, I would say to anybody who says that there is only one game in the entire Resident Evil series, the core series, that is Stars members in a haunted house.
Yep. There's one.
Even then, it's not haunted.
There's one, and it's literally called the first one.
You got to get a little loose with your definition of haunted.
Yeah.
Haunted by The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Not even, like you've mentioned before, even Chris Redfield leaves the Stars team pretty early. He's not with Stars later on.
Stars units are only in 2 games, Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil. That's it.
And Veronica kind of had references, but they still weren't part of that team.
He wasn't in Stars anymore. He left.
Yeah, he left. He's out.
That fell apart with Raccoon City, because Stars is a Raccoon City Police Department branch.
Yeah.
Which Leon was never a part of.
He was a rookie.
He's just rookie cop.
Yeah, rookie cop. Now he's a grizzled old fart, but he was, there's no stars in his life. Anyway, we've given that probably too much oxygen. Let's move on. And I really like this person we're talking about, but I know when I'm being trolled. All right? So I like you, but I know when you're trolling me. All right, moving on. Let's talk about the Steam controller. We have price confirmed now. We have a couple of reviews. One that was leaked early, and some people think the reason that Valve finally put the page up is because they're just like, get ahead of it and put it out there. Who cares at this point? We also have a date, which is May 4th, 2026. We're talking about, what's the 30th today? Next week. These will be available either for purchase or already shipping. I'm not sure if they're going to do any pre-orders. I've kept my eye on the page. But anyway, they're going to arrive on May 4th to 2026, $99, exclusively via the Steam store. Although if you're in Asia, they have other ways, because the way Steam works in other regions is weird. But for most of us, you're going to get it through the Steam store for $99. For comparison's sake, with the specs that it has, you're paying $30+ more for Sony's higher end controller and for Microsoft's higher end controller, the Elite series from Microsoft, and I forgot what Sony calls theirs. So it's not, it may seem high, but we are now in the new territory of, controllers, Nintendo freaking Wiimotes, the side things now, $100 if you need the replacement.
I looked it up. It's the PlayStation DualSense Edge wireless controller.
Edge, that's it.
In midnight black is $200.
Yeah, that's a lot. $199 for that one.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, pretty sure the Microsoft
like
one's
a base
around that.
level PlayStation controller for $74 is a lot of money.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, before people start going $99, forget it. I paid $50 for the first one. Yeah, you did that in 2013. As also, that controller kind of sucked. But also, controller prices have just gone up. That's just the way of it. If you're looking for cheap controllers, there are plenty of alternatives out there. If you're interested in this one from Steam with the matching pads and stuff that you get with the Steam Deck, and then all that integration and potentially, how it's going to work with the upcoming Steam machine, then this will be the one to get. It uses dual TMR magnetic sticks to eliminate drift and save battery. That's a really interesting innovation. I did a big deep dive on this, and let me pull it up because I actually wrote this down. Here we go. That tech, so basically these two sticks use what's called tunneling magnoresonance. All right?
Ooh.
Magnetoresonance. Magneto, shit!
Welcome to Die, X-Men. I'm in your controller.
Oh, shit. Anyway, they call it TMR for short. It's more durable than traditional controllers and virtually immune to stick drift. This is in contrast to most people who are like, oh, no, you need to get the Hall effect. That's the new one. And it's a similar technology. This is an advancement on top of that. So I'm very happy to hear that they're doing that. Hall effect uses a semiconductor sensor. It's a little bit different. It also eliminates drift, but for like really precise pro play, everything I read says this tunneling magneto resonance thing is the way to go. Anyway, so there's that. What else? The trackpads, they're smaller and they're square, but a lot.
Sorry, you're doing a very good job, Scott. I didn't mean to laugh, but like the trackpads, they're smaller and square was just not the bullet point I was expecting about the trackpad.
They're not as large as the Steam Deck ones. They are a tiny bit smaller, which has some people concerned. I'm not that worried about it because I don't use them that often. There are 4 grip buttons underneath. You can remap those and do whatever you want with them. Capacitive touch on the thumbsticks so they can detect touch. How that'll be used, who knows? It has something called Grip Sense. Handles have capacitive sensors that detect when you are physically holding it. This can be used to automatically toggle gyro on and off and change profiles when you let go. So a bunch of stuff like that. And every one of these will come with a puck. They call it the Steam Puck. It is a guy from season 2 of The Real World. Just kidding. That's not true. I made that all up.
It's a Marvel superhero.
Oh, there you go. We got a couple of pucks. Pucks.
He was an Alpha Flight.
Yeah, actually. Canadian guy, little short guy, right? Yeah. Little dwarf man.
Yeah.
I like him. He's cool. He's strong or something. What's his deal? One of them turns into a Sasquatch. What's his thing?
His name's Sasquatch.
Oh.
I figured that one out.
Actually, I think it might be Wendigo. I might be.
Oh, you're right. It is Wendigo. That's
Wendigo. I thought his name was Sasquatch.
My Alpha Flight knowledge is rusty. So sorry, everybody.
Alpha Flight. Who's the crew in Alpha Flight?
I love that there's a big Canadian supergroup. I've always loved that, but I just don't know that much about them. If I'm honest,
I don't know anything about them either.
Yeah, you guys aren't required in school to be fans of all Canadian. No.
No.
Okay. All right.
If they require anything, it's CanCon.
Oh, really?
It's short for Canadian content.
Really?
Yeah.
So when I watch Trailer Park Boys, it's CanCon?
No, I don't think that actually counts as CanCon because Bravo, I think, is an American.
Well, they are now.
It is Sasquatch. It was Sasquatch.
It's Sasquatch? I was right then.
Was there ever a Wendigo?
Why is that sound? Why does Wendigo? Oh, Wendigo is a villain. First
Wendigo?
Wolverine. Get back. Wait. Isn't that a Wolverine bad guy? Wendigo.
Marvel Wendigo. Who's the Wendigo character?
Wendigo. Marvel.
Fictional monster appearing in Marvel Comics. That didn't tell me anything. Yeah, he's in X-Men. He wasn't an Alpha Flight guy. So yeah, it was Sasquatch.
Okay. And he is Canadian. He eats people in the Canadian wilderness, it says.
Wendigo or Sasquatch?
Wendigo does.
Oh, okay.
So
Wendigo and Sasquatch can fight.
Yeah, they can totally fight. I'll bet they have, and we just don't know about it. Anyway, that was neither here nor there. Where was that? What was my
Poor
point?
Brian Dunaway. Apparently, Brian Dunaway, world's first Alpha Flight fan, and it's killing him.
Oh, was he in the chat? Sorry, Brian.
Sorry, we're catching up on Alpha Flight. We'll get to that.
Yeah, and I hope your keyboard's okay. He dropped a big old ancient keyboard for a TRS-80 or something.
Oh, nice.
The other day yesterday on the show on Play Retro, and it fell, and I heard pieces fly everywhere, and I just don't know how it turned out. Yeah.
Oh no.
Hopefully it's okay. What else about this thing is interesting? A lot of stuff here. Magnetic charging, so that little thing just snaps into the puck. You can also play it wired that way if you want. It's supposed to provide very low latency, provides a high-speed 2.4 gigahertz connection, HD rumble, haptic motors capable of more complex waveforms, so a little more Switch 2 levels of fidelity there. And let's see, the entire Steam ecosystem built for PC, Steam Deck, and the newly announced Steam Machine and Steam Frame, which is probably what Beau will end up with if they end up putting it out at a decent price.
As long as it's a reasonable price, which I'm sure it won't be. I'd bet my life on it being $2,000.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, well, maybe I don't need a Steam Frame.
I think I'm going to get it, though. I'm going to buy
frame?
it. No, this controller.
Oh, you love controllers.
I'm a huge controller guy.
You're a controller nut.
Yeah, I got 5 within reach right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm considering it as well. I do like a good controller, although I have one. And I will say, for anybody out there going, $99, what? Ho, ho, what is this? A country of rich people? Where do you live? 8-Bit Do is what I have. I have the 8-Bit Do Ultimate 2. It rhymes, and I love it. It's a fantastic controller.
Great controller.
It is significantly cheaper.
Also has Hall effect sticks, so it's got the good
If you're
sticks.
not as particular about some of the features, like I love the charger. I love the charging station, so I have a charging station on mine. It's an incredible controller. I absolutely love it. It's significantly cheaper. 8-Bit Do on Beau's recommendation is what I picked up, and it made me a believer that, like, oh my gosh, third parties are actually making controllers that are better than the main ones. So that was not how it was when I was growing up.
Nope.
So
especially from a company called 8-Bit Do, which sounds like they make shit controllers. Like, sorry.
No, you're 100% right.
Like, just judging by the name, we had a company called Mad Cats, and you got exactly what you expected from them.
Bunch of Mad Cats. Mad Cats were your friends who had to use the Mad Cats controller.
That's who you bought them for. Yeah.
When I hear there's a controller company called 8-Bit Do, my hope, I'm like, they make crap controllers, right? And it's like, actually, no. Ironically, no. They make amazing shit.
They make really good controllers. I've been using them for years for more of the original point. Their original controllers are mostly about retro stuff. Like, hey, this one looks like an SNES controller and stuff. And they still do a lot of that. But they make some really great ones. I think I paid $24 for this one. This is one of my favorites I've ever had. It matches my shirt today.
Yeah, look at that.
It's a wired
camouflage.
But I love this one. And again, the Hall effect sticks. Feels really good in my hands. Like, we're at no shortage of good controllers, and you probably don't need the Steam controller unless you are just have to have it or whatever. I feel like we need to see one so we can talk about it.
I do want to try one as well. But I did have a friend, just as a quick aside, who used to say that it was okay for him to pick Oddjob and Goldeneye because he had to use the Mad Catz controller. He was like... His point was that it is such a disability to have to use this controller, such a disadvantage that he should get to play the the character that everybody is like, you can't play that character. That's a cheat.
He's
character.
OP. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but I got to use the Mad Catz controller. So
I really like that. I like that he found that loophole. Make up for the for the shitty Mad Catz.
Or thing. You were looking at my screen. Well, I had to. I was using the Mad Catz controller.
Yeah, I got suckered. This is a long time ago, but I bought a set of PS2 controllers in Hong Kong at a market, and they were, by all accounts, they looked like Sony controllers. They weighed the same, they felt good, everything was good. And I was like, "You're really selling these for like $5 US?" And they're like, "Oh, this is the price." I'm like, "Okay, I'm doing it." So I flew those home from that business trip, brought them home, plugged them into the PS2, and they worked for precisely 25 minutes. And then all of the things that about them would start breaking. On one of them, the buttons just stopped working. On mine, the stick suddenly went limp and would not snap to the center position.
Sometimes, especially when you're an older controller.
It was the most knockoff bullshit I'd ever spent money on. I'm sad I did it. And also the TSA at the time was super weird about them because it looked like contraband, or like you're not supposed to be able to move goods like that back and forth if you don't. I don't know. There's some rules. I don't know what the deal was. So they stopped me and had to look at them, and that guy had to come to see him, and all this work, and then they lasted 25 minutes. It was bullshit. So don't do that. Don't go to Hong Kong and buy controllers off the street. It's not going to go well.
I feel like maybe you should have known that. But.
I feel like I learned the hard way, and I should have known that. Yeah, I think I knew. Part of me knew. Part of me was like $5. These can't be good, but they seemed good. And the guy, of course,
passed my rigorous 10-point inspection process.
The guy there was like, "Oh, they're so good." I said, "What's your name?"
Watto,
Jimmy,
the junk dealer from episode 1, apparently.
Yeah, he claimed his name was Jimmy, which definitely wasn't his real name. Anyway, what else about these things? Anyway, the only thing it doesn't really dupe is PlayStation DualSense pad on top with all of its capabilities. You can kind of do that a bit with the pads on the side, but if you're looking for like a dead-on, I can do everything that my PlayStation 5 controller does when I plug it into my PC, which is more and more popular these days, then you may not get everything you want. So, if you've already got a PS5 controller and you're already getting out of it what you want, you're probably okay.
It is worth noting some people have pointed out that there is no current compatibility with Windows. So if you do a lot of launching of games from, the Microsoft launcher or whatever they call it, Game Pass, you might have to jump through some compatibility hoops, or it might not work. But I will also say that was the case with the PlayStation 5 controller initially, and there were third-party tools, and eventually it's now just compatible.
It's just standard.
So I wouldn't say that should necessarily be a deal breaker for you. But if you're like, all I play is Game Pass games on the PC, maybe figure something else out or wait to see how that all turns out.
Yeah, wait for some of the more official reviews where they talk about that stuff more, because I have a feeling that's a firmware thing, and these pre-releases aren't necessarily fully up to date. So that could all change on launch day anyway. Yeah. But May 4th coming right up around the corner. Save your pennies now. John?
By the way, for the Canadians, it's $150.
Good Lord. How much is so if you bought a $200 Sony one, what would you pay?
At least at conversion. I don't know if they'll change the price point for us, but $150. That's why I complained about the price a bit, because I'm like,
that's a lot.
$150. Like
that's a lot of toonies.
Really want that
or loonies or whatever.
I don't know. It's an enthusiast controller, so fine, high price point, but I find $150 to be a lot for a controller.
Yeah, but the point is not so much that the higher end ones aren't expensive, as they all are. Like Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft, they're all selling way overpriced premium controllers.
Over the $100, like.
Oh yeah,
I think I've seen them as high as $99, but like.
Well, the base ones you're going to pay $100, about the price of these. But if you want that one John talked about, the Edge controller from PlayStation, it's like their pro version of the Pro controller. Yeah. That will run you $200 US. I don't know what it will be there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. All right.
That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like people. I know they're getting sticker shock about a lot of things, especially in electronics.
Well, that's it. Yeah. It's an enthusiast price point.
That is true.
Nobody playing casual is going to pay that for a controller. But if you play all the time on a good controller, it's generally worth the investment. Yeah. The problem is you turn into Scott.
Yeah. Then you
buy one controller. It's fine. But
a controller. I gotta start podcast network.
One of my favorite ones right here is the one that came the people who made that gross game that was like all bloody and was like
Scorn
sent me this as a promo package with that game, and it's an awesome controller, but it's knockoffy as hell. Like, I don't know who made this. It wasn't Microsoft. It's got no X on it.
Like, probably you get a controller, it's the new hotness for a little while, and then you're like, let me get another controller. Like, even I'm like, my 8-bit dude works fine, and I look at the Steam controller and I'm like, looks sweet. Like, you get a little bit of desire, but like, if you look at it strictly from a functionality, like, you don't need to buy one. I have a working controller.
No, you're right.
And I don't stare at the controller, although it should be used nice, but I don't have any complaints about using it. So it's like,
why did I buy this one? The orange one? Because I just wanted something other than the green one.
Yeah, it is true. Beau convinced me to get this. This is there it is. There's my 8-bit do. Yeah. And it's like, okay, I just said I loved it. I just said I thought it was great.
Them off.
And yet, why do I have this?
Yes.
Why did I have to buy this one? I didn't.
Yeah.
Is the answer.
Yep.
but here it is nonetheless, hanging out.
I don't know. It's one of those things with games. I do like to, when something cool happens, I like to get it. And it's not a ridiculous hobby, but after a while it is. There's a lot in here. Yeah. And I haven't bought all these. Some of these were donated like that one.
I need a new mouse more than a controller at this juncture.
Actually, I'm in the market for a better mouse too. I don't like lots. I just like those precision esports mice, and I just haven't picked one yet. So. Do you have a brand I don't know.
I often get SteelSeries, but usually it's because when I pick them up, I'm out at Best Buy and I see a deal and I get one. But I don't like the MMO mouses that have 500 buttons. Yeah, 5 buttons is plenty.
I don't like those either. Yeah.
But I like the esports branded one that I'm 60% sure just regular mouse with like a, just branding on it.
It's all I want is one that's just feels good and smooth and has good resolution on the laser, and that's all I care about. I don't need some fancy.
John's muted me showing off his mouse.
Oh, sorry, John.
Oh no, I muted myself. I did it to me. I did it to myself.
You did it to yourself.
I have this. This is Logitech G502. It's
great mouse.
It's the only mouse I like.
It's a great mouse.
Every other mouse I get, and I've tried many because I'm like, oh, maybe I should get an MMO mouse or a MOBA mouse or all these other things. And every time I get it, I'm disappointed. So I just keep buying the Logitech G502. I like how it feels.
Yeah. You know what? Logitech, this is the thing about them. Every time,
like how it feels.
Sometimes you get them and they're just a little pedestrian looking, or they, it's not cool to have a Logitech device necessarily, but they're all really good and they last freaking forever. I was thinking the other day on the webcams, those C90s that everyone had early on in at least in my world of trying to get video podcast stuff happening. I still have 2 of them at work. They are still good. They still do 1080p, good quality stuff. Like they are just the workhorse. If anything, it's bad they made these because nobody needed to buy a new one.
Yeah.
And that's just Logitech. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. Why they can't make their freaking G-Hub thing work like the rest of their products, I'll never understand that as long as I live. Why G-Hub is so bad.
Crap.
So bad.
I never install any of it.
I mean, I wouldn't anyway, but at least some stuff from some people are good and useful. G-Hub is a piece of shit. And how they can have that, but have these amazing peripherals. Their keyboards are good. All their stuff is good. Somebody in our Discord found, I think you guys probably saw this, somebody found at a Best Buy, they had on sale the little cloud streaming thing from those guys from Logitech. What's it called? The G-Stream or whatever the hell. Is that right? Doesn't sound right. Sounds like underwear. But it was like a thing that's, you just stream Game Pass to it or whatever. They partner with Microsoft, but it could work with anything, Steam Link, whatever. And they're expensive. They're like $4.99. So I just never was in the market. I was like, this doesn't make any sense for me. Mm-hmm. But this guy finds them at his local Best Buy for $19.99. And he rushes back there and says, I'll take 2 of them. And they said, oh, they're out now. But no other Best Buy, no other source, no other site, including Logitech themselves, nobody's got it for that price. It's all full price everywhere. Somebody screwed up at his Best Buy. And I'm sad now because I want that deal. Anyway, Logitech, how do they do it?
I don't know.
John, tell us about Final Fantasy XIV and its new expansion called Evercold, which probably made you excited because you don't like deserts. So this is good, right?
Yeah, although interestingly enough, all the zones they showed, none of it were snowy or cold looking.
Yeah, your assumption is that it's cold, but what if it's like disease? Like it's a cold that lasts
ever
forever.
Cold, ever slightly with a flu.
Oh, bad
you
kids
never know.
Ever cold. Yeah, I don't know either.
There's plenty in the trailer. There's plenty of ice and snow in the trailer, but they're definitely doing something. This new expansion, they came out swinging, man. They definitely heard that Dawn Trail was not the most positively received, and they went, all right. And they're seemingly bringing it for this. Now, one interesting thing about the way Final Fantasy reveals stuff with FanFest is, we're used to BlizzCon, and the way BlizzCon works is you go to BlizzCon and they announce and show everything at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
And that's it.
All right.
There are 3 FanFests. There's one in North America. This year there's going to be one in Berlin, and then there's one in Japan. As a result, the revelations and what they show and talk about gets spread out between the 3. And America happens first, which means we're kind of the tease zone. We get a little bit of the trailer. We get kind of the rough, here's what to kind of expect. And we don't get a lot of the details filled in. They'll tell us, hey, there's going to be 2 new jobs, which is what they call classes. But they won't tell us what they are. They'll tease them.
So we don't know what those are yet right now.
No, we know it's going to be a tank and a ranged physical DPS.
Okay.
But we don't know and we know that they are new. They aren't pulling something from the history of Final Fantasy. They are created for 14.
Oh, this isn't like when they go, red mages are coming. Like, this is fresh. Okay, that's interesting. I know they did.
So, and they did tease what people believe the tank is going to be by showing a character from A Realm Reborn who walked around with 2 shields on each arm, and like the shields also have like guns built into them.
Okay.
And so like there is some theory as to what it might be, but we're not going to get all the details filled in until Berlin. And even then, they're going to reveal a class. They're going to give more specifics, less like placeholder artwork and things like that, and a little more refined. And then the big reveal is going to be in Japan, where it's like, okay, here's the full trailer. Here's all the details.
Right.
Understand that when I talk about this, there's a lot of like, well, we don't know all the details yet because they're being cagey still. We do know that this is going to be coming out in January. They felt confident enough to give a release date. So we're getting the new expansion in January. And it kind of feels like everything about the game is changing at least a little bit. They're kind of reworking a ton of UI elements. They're rethinking the way the game works in general. They're trying to get away from like daily grinds and having to hit tomestones, which is sort of like their itemization currency. And they're going more for weekly reward players for playing how they want to play. Some of the bigger points they're doing is, let's say that you have been playing a red mage, for example.
All right.
And that's what you've been maining. And you're like, yeah, this is good. But you also like to heal on the side every now and then. You're like, but I also dabble in healing. And I got a white mage that I've been playing. But I don't play that regularly. Red mage is my focus. But your group is going to go run some content and they don't need your red mage. That's just going to bring them down. They're already bringing somebody. They need a healer. They need you to bring your white mage. Well, Final Fantasy, that's easy. You can job switch, but what about gear? You haven't been gearing that up. You haven't been playing it. In this new expansion, what they're going to do is they are going to allow you to take the gear score from your primary and apply it to your secondary. So you're not geared up, just transfer the gear score. Now you're itemized at that level.
Oh,
and
that's
you're good
cool.
to go without grinding.
I like that a lot.
Without having to go through all the gear, as long as you have one that's at that level.
That's a definition of quality of life improvement right there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I don't know if it's going to do that for levels. It may still require you, and I would assume so, that it's not just like, okay, real quick, let me make a level 1 white mage. All right, sync, and now I'm ready to go. I don't think it's going to work that way. No. But if you have the same level, I believe it's gonna work in that direction. Other big major thing that they talked about is they are redoing the rotations for all of the main jobs that are currently in the game. Last week we kind of mentioned that there are these secondary jobs like Blue Mage and stuff like that. That doesn't apply to them. But in terms of the actual classes in the game, they are going to completely rework their combat. They're calling it the evolved version of combat, which is for a lot of classes in that game. And I don't know if you played far enough to see this, Scott, but you might know what we're talking about. A lot of the combos when you're playing, it's like you press 1 or whatever you have it bound to, right? And then you press 2 because you have to press 2 after you press 1. And then you press 3 because you always press 3 after you press 1 and 2. And then you have to press 3. And then maybe you can choose what ability you want to use after that.
Sure.
Yeah. You're always going to go in that sequence. They're trying to get away from that to where it's 1 button press instead of having to press 3. And instead of having this set like, well, I just got to go through it because that's the rotation. They want something that's a little more dynamic. And I think they said they're targeting around 16 buttons per class that they want you to operate with, which is a lot lower than what a lot of classes at the top end play with. However, this is not getting into like what WoW's doing with the one button rotation. There's still going to be rotations. You're still going to have to make decisions on where you want to go and stuff like that. But they're simplifying it. They also know that that's going to scare a lot of people. And so what they have decided to do is for all the pre-existing jobs. So this is not going to apply to any of the 2 new ones that they're adding and any that they add going forward. Like this evolved playstyle is what they are sticking with from now on. But for all the jobs that currently exist, you can switch your combat between the evolved and the original, and you can keep the way your class originally plays. And they're going to maintain that.
That's cool.
That said, Yoshi P did come out and say, he said that the evolved jobs in most cases will outperform the old.
Okay, but it's all about it's a little bit like the one button rotation of WoW. You're never going to be a top DPS guy doing, this isn't the same thing, but it's the same idea. If you're going to do it the simple way or the simpler way, you're never going to reach some of those heights, but maybe you don't care.
No, it's actually the opposite. The simpler way is actually better.
Oh, really?
He said in most cases. Now, the reason for that is a little complicated, and we don't need to get into it, but the quick version of it is the way Final Fantasy combat, everything in the jobs are built around a 2-minute window.
Okay.
And that is the uptime on, or the downtime on buffs. And so the whole goal with combat in Final Fantasy is everybody hits their buffs to be as effective, and because there's a lot of synergy between the jobs, you do as much damage as you can while that's down. That then goes on cooldown for about 2 minutes, and then you kind of maintain and survive for 2 minutes, and then you get another DPS spike. And everything flows within a very strict 2-minute window as you go through the content. And you have to know exact timings and stuff. They're trying to get away from that.
Okay.
And because they're going to get away from that, it can change how they design fights so that because they said right now when they do a fight, they basically have to account for every 2 minutes, there has to be a period of time where the boss kind of sits around and doesn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
So that people can kind of get back on back on track for it.
Wow.
So it's there to open up their ability to design and implement. As a result, not being stuck to have to adhere to that, you're going to have the freedom to do more actively, constantly throughout the fight, which it sounds like is probably going to be a net DPS increase.
Okay. That's interesting. I didn't know. I mean, these feel fundamentally game-changing changes. Like they're not just, this isn't a normal expansion. It feels like a big deal to me.
Yeah. They're doing some big things. It's also coming out on Switch too.
Oh.
So that's going to be a big deal.
Should run really well on there. Should be fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they did, that was where they got a little apologetic, although they did throw Nintendo under the bus real heavily. Because they did say, they're like, okay, we know for every other console, you have only needed to subscribe to the game one time and you can play it wherever you want.
Yeah.
We tried. But we cannot do that for Switch 2. You need your own subscription, separate subscription for Switch 2. They said, we are going to try and make good. There's something like, I think they're doing some like redemption thing where you can get half price or something like that. And I guess somehow they got Nintendo to agree that they don't need to have a Nintendo subscription to do it. So you don't have to be subscribed to Nintendo's service, but you do have to be subscribed to them separately if you want to do Switch 2.
Okay.
And it was that kind of typical, they were very, I appreciated that they were upfront and apologetic about it, even though I think they made it subtly very clear that this is Nintendo's fault.
Yeah.
Sounds like because there was that normally we don't make you do this, but Nintendo.
Yeah. There's a lot of butt Nintendos out there.
One thing they were a little less apologetic about is they did say that if you are currently enjoying Final Fantasy XIV on the PlayStation 4, you have 2 years to get a PlayStation 5 or a different way to play it.
Haul ass, people.
They're just not supporting it anymore after.
Yeah, they said halfway through this expansion's life cycle, they are planning to drop support for PlayStation 4. And
fair enough.
For a company that is typically extremely apologetic, I think I saw Preach talking about this. He noticed it. I went back and looked, and it's like, it's true. When they talked about the Nintendo, it was, we're very sorry. We're really sorry about this. Every time that they have something where they feel like they fall short on, they're very upfront and apologetic about it. This one, they were like, we're ditching PlayStation 4. You get the impression that this has been holding them back quite a bit, and they're a little excited to see it go away.
It's a 13-year-old console.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
I kind of agree. It's less of a gap than we used to have, say, between the PS3 and PS4, but it's enough of a gap that you know what? This feels fair. This is enough time to have carried forward. We've had PS5 since what, 2020?
It for a while.
Yeah.
They're giving you 2 years, is what they said. You got about 2 years to figure out how you're going to play it otherwise.
They better hurry, because that PS5 ain't coming down in price.
Yeah, it's getting more expensive. Mm-hmm. The other big thing is sometimes with their big alliance raids for an expansion, sometimes it's just its own thing, but sometimes it is a crossover. So for Shadowbringers, they crossed over with Nier Automata. And then for this one, they actually crossed over with themselves and did Final Fantasy XI. But this upcoming one, they are doing a crossover again. And Final Fantasy XIV is going to be crossing over with Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh, I heard crowd noise for that made me wonder that if humanity's okay or not.
People are really excited about this.
I watched this guy. He filmed it with his phone. He's sitting in the audience as in Anaheim, and it's a pretty low. It's not like a hyper presentation. Like the way BlizzCon does stuff, they pull out every freaking stop. This would seem pretty chill. Like just dudes on a stage, screen, let's talk about it. And I hear this guy go, "What are they doing? What are they doing?" I hear him talking, and he goes, "No way! No way! No way!" And he said "no way" for the next 10 minutes straight. He just kept saying "no way," and everyone around him's losing their shit. And I'm like, you guys like that sad little boy robot thing that much? Like, I know Evangelion's a big deal, but holy crap. That was, I didn't expect it.
Ava's big deal. I said, this was my big take on it. I don't know what's crazier, that Final Fantasy XIV is crossing over with Evangelion, or that there's actually already kind of a precedent for this. Like, it's big mechs fighting big monsters. This will not be the first time in Final Fantasy XIV that this happens.
No.
It has already happened.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, it's kind of already happened a couple times. And so it's one of those things where it's like, that seems crazy. Also, we've done this before.
Yeah.
So I think that's very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm all in.
I'm trying to think what else. I mean, they've said they're putting everything character forward. So like they want to change the character screen so that every chance you get to see your character, your character's front and center, and you can customize it in some way. They're adding more customization options for your character, so you can do more with that. The big joke of the show was butt sliders. Yoshi P said we're not adding a butt slider yet. Then people kept asking for it, and he finally said, fine, I'll ask the developers what it would take to do a butt slider.
Probably not that much to do it. Is that a thing people really want? They really want a butt slider?
Well, it might be.
Yes, Scott, people want a butt slider.
Why?
There might be clipping on the outfits if you're changing the dimensions,
Oh, yeah. No, I had this problem in WoW Scott, with the new race in there, the new allied race, the freaking underground people, they're made of thorns or whatever.
Manure.
Yeah, they got shit sticking out of them all over the place, and I think it's been patched up since, but the initial transmog scene was pretty grim because people would put on their favorite transmog and these big spiky weird things, and their butts would stick out the back, and it's a dangerous thing. So it's not as simple as just adding a slider, I realize. But
So there was, when they did the Nier crossover, they put the outfits from Nier in the game. And Nier, you've seen the style, right? Like they wear a dress, but like under the dress is like pantyhose and underwear, basically.
Sure.
That's in the game. But it turns out, here's the thing. Here's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Most of the Final Fantasy character models got a real flat butt. For some reason, equipping that armor gives your character a big butt.
Okay.
It became the most popular transmog item in the game.
I don't understand why this is a thing.
They tried to change it at one point. There was rioting in the streets.
Really?
And they changed it back. Yes, 100% Final Fantasy players want a butt slider. They 100% do. I guarantee you, there's no irony about this. It is a thing. So yeah, who knows if that'll happen?
Yeah. Yes, Beau?
I'm looking it up here. It's the number 2 Type B leggings, the most famous butt armor in the game, obtained from the copied factory Alliance raid. These leggings significantly enhance the character's rear and thighs.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
They briefly became controversial when a patch seemingly nerfed the effect that was later addressed.
Yeah, they had to fix it. They de-enhanced the butt and thigh, and people went, "Wait, no, that's what we got the armor for." What are you doing?
Yeah.
So,
Not the only one. Apparently, certain high-end craftable or map reward items, such as the Excitatron 6000, have been noted to add volume to character models.
Excitatron? Is that real?
Yeah, that's real.
Excitatron 6000.
Was that
I
a thing?
don't know if it's real. This is AI. I decided to ask Gemini about this.
Gemini's pretty good at those kind of answers. So if it's not a thing you pop I don't know, you're doing a dungeon and you go, hold on a second, and you poop out a whatever you called it, Trinitron 5000 or whatever it was.
The Excitatron.
Yeah.
It's a treasure dungeon. There's a thing in 14 called treasure maps.
Mm-hmm.
You get them, you form a group, you go into a little mini dungeon, and it's kind of like a mini game and activities that you do with a group. You fight monsters. It's sort of like, remember when you go to the Realm of Greed in Diablo 4?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Imagine that with like a little bit of an RNG element where you'd get your friends, you'd go in, you're going to make a bunch of money, you're going to get a bunch of weird stuff. So you would bring all your friends in there when you activated it. The only difference is there are points in the dungeon where it's like, do you want to take the left door or the right door? And if you take the left door, you might get to keep going. If you take the right door, it might be a trap and it boots you out.
Oh.
So there's a little bit of pass-fail RNG mentality to the whole thing, too, that really makes it feel like, like you're having a good time with your friends. And Excitatron is one of those treasure dungeons.
Okay. Interesting. I did not know that was a thing. That game always surprises me with weird shit it has.
It's got a lot of weird shit.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they're adding the usual stuff you'd expect from an expansion. 10 more levels, new storyline, new, the usual stuff, but most of the stuff is getting some level of tweak from what existed before. So it seems like it's going to be a pretty substantial change for the game.
It seems like a thing a lot of the MMOs are doing right now. A lot of fundamental tweaks happening across the board.
I mean, I think the best thing that happened to MMOs, the popular MMOs, is WoW faltered and Final Fantasy flourished, because it caused both of them to start back and forthing and competing with each other. Mm-hmm. And I think regardless of the game you play, you kind of win.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
WoW stepped up their game to get people back. WoW players have benefited from that. Final Fantasy floundered a little bit at one point. Now they're going crazy. Now they're doing crazier things. Mm-hmm. When they're competing, everybody wins, and I think it's a good thing.
Yep, I agree. Good competition in that space is hard to find, and now we have it, and it's actually good for players. So more on that as we know later down the road. How about this Assassin's Creed news? I'm so excited about this. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake is actually happening, and we have tons of information about it now. It's actually called Black Flag Resynced to be kind of in-world. Here's the good news, though. One of the things that came out about this, aside from all the, there's new graphics, new performance capture, new voice work, all sorts of stuff. It's like it is a remake in the true sense. But there was, do you guys remember? First of all, there was a ton of what's the place you go? The future Animus. There's a bunch of Animus shit in the original.
the future.
You go to the future. All the Animus stuff is pared way down. So this is mostly, hey, we're just playing Assassin's Creed in the pirate time. I don't know what mostly means, but there was a lot. It was a little heavy on that side, like they used to be, and they've made it a lot more in line with the more modern ones, where you just don't do a lot of Animus stuff. That's good news. Secondly, there used to be these automatic desync moments in the original game where you had to eavesdrop on like soldiers or something. And
I was going to call this out if you didn't. This is actually, you are bringing up my favorite change that they talked about.
Yeah, fantastic change. This is so welcome because the way that used to just suck. It just ruined the game. It brought everything to a halt. The momentum, how you felt about things. It's just a terrible part of the game. That's being removed entirely. That doesn't mean you can't still eavesdrop or do stealth stuff. It's that if you break stealth, what happens is what should happen, where the guys go, "Who is that?" And then you fight them. You don't just desync like the Animus shit. So that's going away. Graphically, it is a major overhaul. This looks like a brand new video game. And I love I have a love for Black Flag that runs so deep that this is just all I want right now. And it's enough for me to just say, all right, Ubisoft, like all can be forgiven if you pull this off and you get it right. For me,
I don't know about all.
Most can be forgiven. But, much of it can be forgiven. How about that?
I will give them money for a video game again. I think that's a pretty good deal. That's what they want from me is money, and I will give them that for this. So,
yeah, they're getting money for this.
If they keep doing it, I will potentially give them more money. Yeah. So, I think that's the way the deal should work. But yeah, the changes seem good. They did say they're changing some the way combat works, which, even going back to what I just said about Final Fantasy, that can be a little scary when people are like, yeah, we're going to change the combat. But hopefully it seems like they have their finger on the pulse of changes people wanted. And I think having faith when they go like, yeah, those pass-fail desync follow missions were bad. It's like, yeah, they were. Great. That does give me a little bit of faith when they say, hey, we're examining combat. We want to make it more fun, that they're going to do that in a good way. If they seem to be capable of recognizing good versus bad. So, I love Black Flag, too. And so I think this game, it went from, oh, they're going to remake that. That's okay. To, I think I'm actually kind of excited about this too. Yeah. It's also been long enough that I don't remember the game so well where I'm just going to start playing it and go, oh yeah, I already did this, and give it up. Yep. I do think there will be, I think I'll be interested in it again because it has been so long. Yep.
And Down with Britain is how I love current day Brits, but when it comes to pirate time, F all the British. We're going in.
Just making a general statement.
Just a general statement about the British. You guys suck.
Scott.
No, I love
declaring
the Brits.
War.
Love the Brits, but man, when we're talking about that era of British, yeah, down with the colonies, down with these guys.
I just like gathering sea shanties. Like this was the game where it was like sea shanties were a collectible, and you just have. You just pick them and you're like, oh, this is a good one. All right, lads, everybody sing this song as we sail around. It's just fun.
You just argue they just peaked here in a way. Like there's a lot of stuff in the future I love. I love Odyssey. I love Origins. I've mentioned how Origins is probably my modern favorite with Odyssey right behind it. And I just don't know what it was about Black Flag that made it so good that this just became the standard that I compare everything else against. And here's the funny thing. If I go back and play Black Flag, there are a lot of problems with it. Like, it's not perfect. It's a thing of its time. The engine's ugly. There's a lot of issues. But that's why I'm so excited, because they're going to take what I loved, which was story, tone, characters, overall gameplay. Like, that's coming forward. It's pirates. Let's go. And then making it look this good, I'm so in. I'm ready to rock. Beau, do you care about this series at all? Do you want some Black Flag in your life?
No.
Okay.
I'm really just not into Assassin's Creed all that. I don't hate it or anything. I just,
it's no fishing. No
There's
fishing.
tons of games, and this always manages to be really low on my priority list that I never get to it. So
I gotcha.
Yeah. So happy for everyone who likes Black Flag.
We don't have a date yet, though, do we? Is that what they didn't give us as a date, or did they give us a date?
I don't remember. I'm terrible with dates in general, just remembering them. July 9th.
Oh, July 9th. That's not that far off.
No, that's kind of soon.
Ooga booga. I'm excited.
Ooga booga.
I couldn't tell.
Okay.
With that reaction, that might be the first time I've ever heard you excited. I didn't know that's what you said when you were excited.
Man, I'm excited about it. All right. Anyway, that's coming. Watch for it. Let's see. A couple other quick things. Subnautica 2 is out in June in early access. Just something I wanted to mention. I saw it pop up on Reddit. I know a lot of people are massive fans, and even though there was some controversy about who owns them, it got removed. What happened? Oh, something happened. Okay.
Removed.
Moderator removed it from Reddit.
The Subnautica story.
Yeah, maybe it was leaked or something, because the video I saw, it was like a full on like early access.
I've heard
trailer.
it from other places where they're talking about it coming out. So Crafton lost its case against them. Had to reinstate everybody for Subnautica 2, right?
Oh.
And the story that had come out about it was that
I didn't know they all had to come back.
What they said was they'd pay out $250 million if the Subnautica devs, I think, hit certain milestones. And it looked like they were going to do that. And Crafton wanted to get out of paying them $250 million. And reportedly, the guys, whoever's in charge over at Crafton, asked AI how to get out of it.
He asked ChatGPT, so how can I get out of paying this?
How do I get out of my legal
firing them and basically slandering the people at the Subnautica developers was all an elaborate plan to get out of paying them the $250 million.
But they have to now, right?
I think so. The details off the top of my head, I don't know. But I do know they're back. They had to reemploy, like they lost their court case. They had to reemploy the owner of Unknown Worlds Entertainment. I don't know about the money. I don't know if that's like settled behind the scenes. Like I don't have the full details.
I hope they had to pay it out so bad. That's their money. That was the deal.
Yeah, that's the lesson here is don't get into ridiculous deals. Like you're not gonna,
especially a company called Crafton. Like, it's so close to Crofton. Just kidding, Crofton. It's so close to like just being corporate speak. Just the name.
Yeah.
Here at Crafton Investors Group, we believe. Hey, gamers, we've heard it sounds like bullshit from Go. So don't. Yeah.
Well, it sounds weird also because it's a Korean company, and when non-native English speakers use like catchy English terms, it sounds catchy to them because it's foreign, right? But to us, it's like, why did you pick that? Like, it happens in Japan all the time.
Yeah, it sounds like mac and cheese makers.
Yeah, or just like all the time when like you're listening to K-pop and it's like, oh, this is a good song, and they go bum pum 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 like the little drummer boy, and I'm like, that's not cool. Don't do that. Or like, or they do. Well, there's one song that's like bada ding, and I'm like, that's the East Side Marios thing. Like, don't. You just took your song and wackified it like 1000x, but you're not native like English speakers, so you don't have those associations. So maybe it just sounds cool, but it's like actually just whack as shit, And you're just like, what am I gonna do? Make a rap song and go Folgers in my cup, nothing like waking up to Folgers in my cup. Like everyone's gonna be like, get out of here with that whack ass shit, Like, yeah,
that's going in today's clip compilation. That was awesome.
Sure,
you singing that song.
But great. I feel like the name Crafton is like that. Like they're a Korean developer. It should be called, and Young SEO or something. But you know what I mean? Like but it's, they use they're stylizing something English. So maybe that sounds fancy to them. And
the famous example I always think of was for Final Fantasy VI. They wanted the main character to have an exotic, like otherworldly sounding name. And so in America, she's called Terra, which, kind of that's
Terra
fits the bill. Doesn't sound quite right. Yeah. Her Japanese name is Tina.
Right.
And they changed it because they were like, yeah, well, that's not going to have the effect in America that it's going to have here. Like, Tina isn't going to seem like a otherworldly name if you call her Tina in the United States.
Yeah.
Russell, is it Russell? Who's the comedian? I can't remember.
Russell.
Kurt Russell, famous comedian.
Oh, Pete. Not Pete Davidson.
No, what's his name?
Not Pete Davidson.
Russell Peters. That's
Russell
it.
Peters. Okay.
Russell Peters is a Canadian comedian. I don't know if you've seen him, but he he grew up in Toronto. He often talks. He had a lot of Asian friends growing up. And he's like, how many people here are Chinese? All right. And how many of you are named Kevin? and like, because this whole thing is like, Kevin sounds like an exotic name, but Kevin's like, it's just a normal.
So generic here. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, okay, you're going to another country. Like, what do you want to be called in this language? And you pick Kevin, right? You could be like, I'm,
No, and I went to...
I'm Awesome Sauce the Great or something like that. Like you can pick anything.
That trip to Hong Kong where I got those controllers, 4 of the people I worked with when we did that business trip, the locals there that we worked through for these factories, were named Kevin. They were all named Kevin. 2 of them at the same office were Kevin, and these other 2 guys were remote, but they were all Kevins, and it was confusing as hell because we were all like...
if you're an English speaker and I'm like, give yourself a new name, I'm going to be like, I'm Cloud Strife. Like, I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to be like, you know what? I'm going to be Kevin, or I'm going to be Daniel. Like, it's, no offense to anyone with those names, but we all know everyone has them, okay? Yeah. Like, if you're like actually seriously considering naming yourself something, and and you want to sound cool, like call yourself Lamborghini Schwartz, like why are we living
Schwartz? That's amazing.
Like, it's gotta be Kevin, or it's gotta. Man, Kevin's getting raked over the coals today.
We have some good Kevins in our listening audience. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But Beau's point, it'd be like me calling myself Yoshi. There's too many Yoshis over there, or Yuri, and they're all.
It's cool. Like that. Japanese names are a good example. Like, please call me Hideo.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, because it's
Hideo's
cool.
Hideo's like the Peter of whatever, but it's cool, I guess.
The Peter of Japan.
Yeah,
I love it.
Like, So, but to you, it's not normal. It
sounds neat.
Foreign to you. It sounds neat.
Yeah. John sounds cool. But over here, it's the most common name, right?
Yeah,
for men.
super common.
Over there,
you would think I would have learned the lesson and not perpetuated it, and then I named my son Alex. Really reached into the exotic bag with that one.
That's a great name, though. I love Alex.
But naming kids is tough because you want to, like, for me, like, I want to give my kid the craziest name, but everyone gets worried that it's going to be a problem for them, Yeah. Like, you give your children normal names so they can get through their lives reasonably. It's just a name, but I would definitely want to call my kids something like, Spaceman, like,
Spaceman Schwartz. That's a great name.
I like it.
Well, not Spaceman, but something that's like no one else has.
I like Lamborghini Schwartz, dude.
Lamborghini, it's not bad.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
When we were trying to come up with the name for our son, I will never forget my stepson's suggestion, which was Dr. Baby.
Yeah.
Dr. Baby. It's like, it's a great name.
That's a great name. Dr. Baby. Isn't that a Dr. Baby in the Meat Boy? Or what's his?
I think he's Professor Fetus.
Fetus.
Or something. Yeah.
Mr. Dr. Fetus or Professor Fetus, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, don't name the kid that, but Dr. Baby's amazing.
Yeah, Dr. Baby was and the best part was the earnestness with which it was suggested. Like, no, you guys would absolutely call him Dr. Baby.
I love that.
Catapult might be a good first name.
Catapult Schwartz. I'm going to put Schwartz on the end of all these.
Put Schwartz on the end of everything.
Catapult Schwartz. Pretty
I
good.
will say, though, when I hear the names of his classmates, like at school, there's a part of me that's like, man, everybody's picking exotic, weird sounding names these days. And like, maybe by picking a more common one, I've actually done the opposite. Like right now it seems common, but like when he's older, he's going to be surrounded by, Khaleesi's and Joffrey.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for
all the Game of Thrones character names.
I'm still waiting for all the Daenerys's to be.
There's a couple.
They should be in their 20s pretty soon, I would think, in a few years, right?
Yeah, I would be annoyed if I was named, I don't know. Khaleesi's a good girl one, but what's like a boy's name from that?
I said Joffrey, but I don't think anybody would have done it.
Joffrey's normal.
You're really trying to take it back.
Like Goku. What if you were named Goku?
I'd be all right with that.
Goku Johnson? That'd be awesome.
Who's the green guy?
Vegeta?
Piccolo? I want to be Piccolo.
Piccolo?
Yeah.
Oh, Piccolo's a cool name.
Yeah, Piccolo's all right. Piccolo Schwartz.
There's lots of great names that you could,
Piccolo Schwartz is a really funny name.
I like putting Schwartz on the end. It's good.
Yeah, no, it's a funny name. That's why Mel Brooks used it in Spaceballs.
Yeah, you should embrace that. All right. Where are we now? Oh, we have one last note. A quick note about the Sony PlayStation DRM scare that happened this week. I actually did not pay attention to this. Tell me what happened.
Well, you know what? You probably did the right thing by not paying attention because this exploded this week and then kind of died out reasonably because what happened is basically PlayStation did an update. I'm going to try and summarize this quick because it gets long and complicated. PlayStation did an update that caused a message to appear where if you bought a game and you hadn't launched it, it would notify you that if you didn't launch that game within 30 days, you would lose the license to that game.
Right.
Which led a lot of people to assume that what this meant was that any digital game you bought from Sony, if you didn't launch it every 30 days, they were going to revoke your access to the video game, which is crazy and absolutely worth getting upset about.
Yeah.
The other thing this did is it made everybody realize what has been true, but we don't want to think about it, which is the idea that any one of these companies can just turn off your access to these video games that we have.
Right.
Even on this very show, we have used the word own when it is not true at all.
No.
We
have bought a license to play it. That is what we bought.
So it's made people.
If they remove my access in a way that's bad, I will pirate it and I will own it.
So it has caused people to be aware of that situation and think about it. Now, where this ultimately went is that the current status of it, and it is something that is still kind of in flux and getting talked about. Great. The website I was on lost the page. There we go. There it is. So the most recent thing that Sony has said, a representative for PlayStation said, players can continue to access and play their purchase games as usual. A one-time online check is required after purchase to confirm the game's license, after which no further check-ins are needed.
So everyone else does that exact same thing. That's how Steam works. That's how Xbox works. That's how... I can't speak for Nintendo. They probably do some other shitty stuff. But all of Sony's main competition, that is what they already do. So are they saying that's... Are they just reminding us of that, or did they pull back on something?
I think what happened was they're saying that there may have been a mistake with what was being pushed in front of people. There was talk about they were trying to fight a new piracy method that existed, which was people buying a license but never going online with it and having the game and getting a refund and all this sort of stuff. Right now, generally speaking, nothing is changing. If you buy a game digitally from Sony, it has to ping within 30 days to confirm that you have the license for that game. Otherwise, you won't be able to launch that game until you take it online at least once for it to ping and confirm.
Yeah, what it doesn't mean, which is where the confusion was, even with that purchase you made, and maybe you made... See, the thing is, making that purchase digitally and downloading it implies something that you were online when you did it, right? So if you were online when you did it, and then you immediately got offline after you bought the thing to play it, you just that's a crazy scenario. What this boils down to me is that nothing's different than anybody else is doing it. What really is here is a communication gap between Sony and the players. Yeah. They did a shit poor job of explaining this to anybody.
Yes, and a bunch of people scared for kind of no reason. But the damaging part of it is that it has now made everybody realize how ephemeral their game libraries are.
Yep.
now people are like, we got to do something about this.
Yeah.
And good, you should. It is a stupid system. We shouldn't be operating this way. You should own the video games you buy. That's why every now and then we'll talk about good old games where you get the DRM free version of a game, you download the files, and you do whatever the hell you want to do with them. Mm-hmm. So it is one of those things where, like, I think it has kind of, even without anything really changing, it's made people all of a sudden hyper aware of something that I don't think the companies wanted you to be hyper aware of, because obviously they have that ability to kill your games, which anybody who has worked with Sony should know that if you ever played PT, because if you ever played PT, you are terrified to ever remove that off of your PlayStation 4, because then it is gone.
Yeah. I'd love to hear from somebody who still has it on there.
I thought I did.
Did anyone back it up to Internet Archive?
Oh, it's somebody somewhere. I mean,
somebody
Lifeline's
had
away.
to have,
right?
And it still exists if you have it. So somebody should have found a way to do it.
But if you have it, you should rip out that hard drive and make copies and sell it on eBay or something.
I thought I had it. This is what screwed me. I thought I had it. I knew this was coming. I let the day come and go. And then I was like, well, I still got it. When I went to play it next, I realized that it had uninstalled because I hadn't launched it. Because PlayStation 4 had a auto uninstall if you haven't been using that feature to free up space.
Damn it. I don't know what I did. Maybe it's on there still. Where's my PS4?
You might be sitting on liquid gold.
Oh, shit. Nick has
digital
it.
gold.
Nick has my PS4.
It's mostly laziness, but like I've had the thought of, backing up my Steam library somewhere, because even if they won't run without a check, these things can be bypassed. So maybe not every game will be run. I just have high confidence for now that things are stable and fine.
Yeah.
But, as soon as you hear there's the Valve's getting put up for sale or some shenanigans going on.
Yeah.
You probably don't have to back up your whole library, but all the ones you want to keep might be a good idea.
Yeah. The way I would look at any of these services is the minute, it's shooting themselves in the foot if they don't support you for as long as they humanly can. However,
it's harder on non-PC platforms to obviously download and back up.
Right. It's a different prospect. But in the case of, let's just say in the case of Steam, Gabe goes, I'm out, and jumps off a building. He's not going to do that. Well, let's say he does.
Oh my gosh.
Let's say he does. Let's get a little dark with him.
A dark ending for Gabe, who seems to be totally content with his life. But
he seems in a good mood about it, so maybe not dark.
Yeah, maybe not dark. But let's just say he leaps off of something and never to be seen again, even if he just disappears. Now the ownership, and if he has
the
kids,
Bermuda Triangle on his
one of his yachts.
Yacht.
Yeah, it's $1 billion yacht. So he's $5 billion, whatever those things cost. So he's out there doing that, and we miss him, and he's gone. Then the company says, well, it's time, guys. We're going public, and we're
Microsoft, get out your checkbook.
Yeah. That would be a weird day for me. I'd be like, even if nothing happened, even if nothing changed.
It'd be an end of an era.
The end of an era.
Would light itself on fire, and I've got pretty big backup hard disk. I probably could download all the important stuff I want to keep on there.
It's how I felt when Activision finalized the deal with Blizzard, and we're not going to see a lot of change right away, and this will be fine for a while, but one day this is going to be, roosters will come to roost, or how's it go?
The chickens will come home to roost.
Yeah, the roosters don't do shit. They just cock-a-doodle and...
I mean, it's probably a good idea to do that stuff now to back up stuff.
Probably wouldn't hurt.
Another game got taken down. We talked about it maybe last week.
Other game from delisted.
I don't remember. Yeah, delisted, but they could stop serving it at any point too. Like Crew is the example everyone comes up with.
They could, but they've got a track record of things that were delisted as old as 2004-05 when the service started, and if you own them, you still can get them. So I'm just saying, so far they have not played dirty pool. Sony also no big dirty pool. They've had their issues, and this is a little concerning, but mostly from a communication standpoint.
No, so far it's fine.
Yeah, but
yeah,
we are putting a lot of trust in these companies.
It's just gaming's still growing. Like we're part of a generation wave that saw the expansion of tech, we know that the younger generation is not finding the delight in the same things as we do. So it could be, gaming is not as I think it'll always be around, but it might not be as big of a to do in 50 years, like maybe outside of our lifespans.
Yeah.
But with that shrinkage might come the loss of products and these kinds of things, like what's happening to all these accounts from people that pass away and stuff like that.
Yeah, those I have real issues with. Like, you should be able to. I mean, I can give somebody my password and say to my daughter, "Here's all my stuff," and they could use it as me. But they really ought to have a system.
It must be a morbid thing. Like, even now, how many accounts get opened?
Yeah.
How many accounts get deprecated and never used again? And who's the guy or the team of people that analyze accounts and say, after 10 years of inactivity, we just shut it down because we presume you're dead,
So our mutual community friend, Ralph, who we all miss terribly, Ralphie was awesome and everybody loved him. He had a pretty big Steam library. He and I would play on Steam all the time, and he's still a friend on Steam. So I know he's still there, and I can still look at what games he has, the achievements he got before he passed, all these sorts of things. I always worry one day I'm going to hop in there and that won't be a thing anymore. Like,
the account will be gone.
Yeah. Somehow that just feels so violating. And I'm sure they know this, and that's why we haven't had widespread issues of stuff disappearing. But I do wish they would make it more like you can legally go in here and say this person will inherit this in the case of my provable death or whatever.
Well, especially because what happens when, I bequeath to my son my Steam library and all of that. What happens when they look at the account and they go, is this guy really 146? How old is this man who's playing Steam?
Yeah.
And should he be allowed to continue to play his games? And is that going to be a decision that they make for whoever's got the account at that point? Or do they suddenly shut it down because you're obviously not the person you say you are?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why they have the Steam family thing, because eventually you won't have an individual account. You'll have a clan account for your family,
Yeah.
So someone passes away, but the rest of Clan Johnson or Clan
because I do have 5 people, and it's my kids plus, actually it's just my kids and then my son-in-law and daughter-in-law.
I don't think they're there yet, but in my mind it's like, well, they can keep their accounts and you can just bequeath the games. 25% of games go to my son and 25 goes to my daughter and 10% goes to my brother-in-law or whatever, I don't know.
Man, how wild is it going to be in 100, 200 years when Ancestry.com is pinging, we found out more about your great-grandfather from his Steam account. Turns out he had a Steam account. And he really liked Go-Go Lesbians 4.
Yeah, what's the deal there?
Is this your grandfather right here? And you're like, yeah, that's great.
Your grandfather Schwartz says here played a lot of freaking orc massage and
boy house.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because you think that far ahead. Like right now, everybody and their dog knows who the richest man in the world is. Everybody knows who Elon Musk is, but who knows who the richest man in the world in 1780 was? Because there was somebody who had most of the money, hoarded a lot of money. Who was that? Nobody knows names. Like in 300 years, nobody knows anything.
Ebenezer Schlesinger.
Sounds close to maybe being true. But I always think about that stuff. We are so... who was it? Shatner the other day was talking about this. He's like, we're all so short. It's just not that long until nobody remembers anything about who you were. Just the way it is. Even the most prominent and popular of us, it goes poof. Tom Cruise, we know who he is now. Brad Pitt, we know who he is now. There is a time where nobody will know those names.
I'm glad you brought up Shatner because I got some Shatner news.
He's Canadian, so what do you got?
He's releasing a metal album.
Oh, shit!
About time.
With musicians from Slayer, Disturbed, Judas Priest, and they'll be doing a mix of covers from Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden and shit like that.
Wow. Is that real? Oh, no, Ibbott told me about this.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he did this before.
Oh, maybe I heard it from Morning Street.
Maybe you did. That's funny because I kind of forgot and now I remembered. So yeah,
but then I might have heard about it from Emmett too.
Yeah,
I'm telling to you like it's news. But you don't remember.
Hey Scott, let me tell you something I heard on this podcast.
Yeah.
So
no, it was like
the beginning of this whole thing was you saying no one's going to remember you.
well, he's got his whole
that we talked about like 2 days ago, or that you talked about and I listened to 2 days ago.
Because Shatner's used to do this. He's got a whole cover album of metal stuff from prior to this. Like, here's a bit of it. Where is it? Do I have it here? Oh, it's for Iron Man. Here it is, right here.
Iron Man lives again.
That's him in studio recording Iron Man.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Here's another
I
one.
hope that it wasn't the take they used.
Where is it? Nobody helps him. Oh, can I find it? No, I can't find it. There's another one where he's just singing. So this is good news. We should be excited. Anyway, let's move on. Let's take a break, actually. Before we take a break, I want to remind you people that you can be directly responsible for helping this show grow and be awesome. Some of you already do, and to you, we say thanks. To those who have not, I would send your eyeballs to frogpants.com/core. Therein, you will learn. You will learn.
Boy,
It's going to be violent.
good thing it's not a physical address because some weird shit could be about to show
Send
up.
your eyeballs to Mads Mikkelsen.
It's a really good point. Don't be doing
Only
that.
eyes.
Wait, Mads Mikkelsen. Why? Oh, because he bled in Casino
He
Royale.
usually plays a violent, killery guy.
Oh, all right. Yeah, he was literally
Hannibal.
Hannibal Lecter. Yeah. Anyway, you want no commercials? You want pre-show content? You want host specials? Do you want all these things? Well, there's a great way to do it. Just go to frogpants.com and learn about our Patreon or our Substack. Either one works. Patreon.com/core show. Great place to go. Or core.show and support us. All right? Get over there and get it done. All the details at frogpants.com/core. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the games we played this week, plus some other stuff. Stick around if you're live because the John Show is starting in a minute. If you're a patron, you'll get that too. All right, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It's time for us to talk about the games that we played this week. And here, we'll play this for it.
It's me, Mario.
All right, terrible. Why did I do that to ourselves? Let's get into what we played. We're going to talk about games we all played, or at least some of us played. And John and I got pretty hot and heavy with Diablo IV, Lord of Hatred. Although there's a caveat to that because I think John made the very John-like decision to go ahead and truly play the game from the beginning to the end and start with the initial game again, right? Wasn't that your deal?
Yeah.
Which I think is, I totally respect it. Totally respect it.
You can respect it. I don't think I made the right decision.
I was going to ask how that went, but
I'm feeling a little bit of regret on this decision.
I wonder though if by the time you get through with all those story elements that you'll change your tune or have a.
Are you doing side quests?
Well, I don't want to because they're not. Although here's the crazy thing: some of the side quests in Diablo 4 are actually kind of decent.
Pretty good, yeah.
But then I'm like level 40 now, like level 43, something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm barely into Act 1.
There's no progression balance in Diablo.
And it makes it worse. And that's the problem is I'm like, I didn't like this the first time. Why am I doing it again? And now even the chasing the levels doesn't exist because I'm almost max level and I'm barely into this. But the side quests are actually pretty decent in Diablo. I really like the one about the priestess who does the exorcism on the child. And then, the demon inhabits a lady's brother or husband. I don't remember which it was. And then it ends up going into her, and it's like a 3 stages side quest. I thought that was really good. This return to Diablo 4's main campaign has not changed my opinion on the Diablo 4 main campaign so far.
Okay.
It feels like a lot of filler and not a lot of killer. It is, and the sped up leveling is not helping that because at least before you could be like, well, I got to do this because I got to get levels up. When you have almost maxed out your level, you're like, Why do I have to do a cleansing ritual now? Why do I have to go into this room and have it be a dungeon just because? Like, there is so much stuff in this game where it's like, here's a cool, interesting plot element, but before we get to that, go do this thing, which is not going to be interesting at all. And you're going to fight a bunch of demons, and then you're going to come back, and we're just going to continue what we were doing to begin with. It feels so bloated.
Yeah, the early game in there. Yeah,
and sure. There are some great moments in it too. Like, that's the other thing. I don't want to just poo-poo it. There are some great moments. The problem is there's so much padding around those moments. I do think I need to stop doing side quests because I'm getting to the point where I'm like, maybe I'll just stop. And I want to see the new content. I want to see it quite badly.
You might just have to start over, dude, because some of your progression is going to be locked. Because if you start a new game, don't you have to do all the altars as well? Like,
no, they got rid of that.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, you can still go to the altars, but it looks like it just gives you XP and a bunch of gold and stuff.
That's correct. Yeah.
I see. Oh, okay. There's no. All right, that's good.
But that sort of thing is why I started over, because I stopped playing pretty shortly after, like, I think maybe during the first season, and I haven't played since then. I didn't play the first expansion, so I've missed so many changes and refinements, and we did this and we got rid of this, that like I come in and it's like, well, is this important now? No. What do I do with this? I was like, I'm supposed to do something with my potions now, but I don't think you can upgrade your potions anymore. I don't think that's a thing that's in the game anymore, but that used to be. And the stuff with the statues is all gone. I do think, like, again, to give some flowers where it belongs, I used to hate riding the horse. Riding the horse feels a lot better. But again, riding the horse feels like a solution to a problem that this game shouldn't have. The world is so big and boring. It's like, go from here to here. Why is it so far? Because it has to be. Why? Well, so you can ride your horse.
Well, I
don't want to ride the horse.
The original conceit for the ARPG, it was a generated level, and you'd be very happy to spend a lot of time in the zone exploring the map and doing the kills, because that's how you get the level.
And all the sort of things that were popping up around you.
You've understated is the power scaling is so awful. You get powerful so fast, and the challenges don't keep up with the power level because it's now a seasonal game. And because it's not procedurally generated, it's just a static map.
It's the same, every single time.
It just feels like it's more of an MMO feel where it's like, let me hop on my flying mount, get right off at the quest checkpoints, and experience none of the world, because that's the optimal speed, because otherwise I'm just... Sure, traversing through the world is nice and pretty, but once you've done it a couple times, you just want to get the tasks done. You
went muffly, by the way. I don't know why.
Oh, sorry, I might have knocked the mic.
Well, you're a little better now. Okay, you're good. Okay.
It's the MMO problem, right? When the tasks become tedious, but you doing checklist completion. They put a ton of content in and didn't balance. It's not balanced around playing a single player game. This is balanced around doing seasonal content, so get to end game in a couple hours.
I have some great news for you about the expansion. We're not going to go there quite yet because I want to hear a couple more. I want to hear the rest of John's takes, but I think you will be. I'll just say I think you're going to be happy if you push through. I really do.
So here's the thing. There's going to be people that are like, what? Why? Guys, we talked about this ironically during the John show. Spoiling yourself is only a problem if you were going to do that thing no matter what. If spoiling yourself gets you to do the thing, then it is a good thing. I have read a plot summary of the expansion. I know what happens in it. I think I'm going to enjoy this expansion when I get to it. I really do. I have heard good things about it. I've read the story. I was like, look, I'm not going to invest this much time if I'm going to just get fed more Diablo IV bullshittery. And you know what? It sounds freaking good.
Yeah.
A lot of the things I didn't like about the base level game feels like they are being addressed or moving beyond or whatever you want to call it for this expansion. So I am excited for it. But right now, I am stuck in the doldrums of a game that I just didn't like at the time and I still don't like now. What I do think is benefiting, I am playing a class I really like. So I'm playing as the Paladin. So this is where I am kind of getting into a little bit of the expansion. There's going to be people that are like, I pre-ordered months ago. Paladin is old news, but it's new to me. Yeah. The Paladin feels great.
Yeah.
And it does feel like the Crusader. So if I end up calling it the Crusader, that's because it is basically the Crusader.
They clearly wanted to, they really wanted to fan service two people at the same time. People who love the Crusader like you and people who loved the Paladin back in the day. And they have met in the middle in terms of how that thing plays.
And honestly, I think it's stronger for both.
I agree.
It's got the auras of Paladins, which I played Paladin in Diablo 2. So it's not like I hate the Paladin.
Yeah.
But it's got the meaty, chunky feel of the Crusader and the like, I walked into a sea of demons and I'm fine and they're dead. And that's how this works. That's the nature of this relationship. And I love it. There's something about, like, I am not a tank player. This is normally not where I land. They had Rogue in the first base game, and I didn't like it. But there's something about the Diablo universe that the idea of just walking into all these demons and just planting your shield and being like, okay, come on. And then walking out without losing any health, or at least feeling like you're right where you started, just feels cool. So I'm loving the class. I think the class feels awesome. I think it looks cool. I think the effects look and sound great. Everything's got a real chunky metal and like, powerful oomph kind of magic sound to it. Mm-hmm. So everything about the Paladin I'm loving right now. Wow. So that is the new content that I'm experiencing. Besides armor and gear and stuff like that, I am picking up items where it's like, this is, Lord of Hatred gear.
Yeah.
Great.
Or
thanks for telling me.
Your skill tree for that matter, which is all totally different now. Not totally different. I shouldn't say that, but it's different.
There are things that I just wish weren't in this game. Like this is a case where it's a little, I get sad every time it's like, hey, you want to put some points in your battle pass? Because it came with a battle pass that I redeemed, I guess, because it was like, hey, you want to redeem your battle pass? Mm-hmm. Like, okay, sure, I'm here. Like every time I pull that up, I'm just like, what are we doing? Why is this a thing? Why is this here? I had coins to spend on the store, so I went and looked, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll buy something on the store. And I did, and it looks cool, but, every now and then I go back, and I'm like, what does my gear look like if I don't have this equipped? Stupid. Okay, I'll put this back on, and here we go. So there are things that it just, it bums me out because it reminds me of decisions made for Diablo 4 that, for me, personally, I don't like, especially because obviously people are playing the expansion. So I remember back when I played, there would be like these world events that you would go and do with other people. Nobody's showing up for those. You're doing those by yourself, or you're not doing them at all. Because for the most part, I'm basically running around the world all by myself. It might as well be an offline game. Every now and then I'll see someone else in town. I'll be like, yeah, this person's got the same mental issues that I have, where they had to start at the very beginning. Yeah. We're brothers in arms. Here we go.
That's right.
So I feel good about that, but I haven't really seen other people, and it's just like, I'm trying not to focus on the bad, because here's the thing. I have also seen footage of the Warlock class. I have not played it yet. I think it looks incredible.
He's awesome.
I love the visual effects. It's bright. It's colorful. I was like, whoa, you guys found it. You found the color.
Yep.
And seeing the new area that they put into the game, also very bright and vibrant. And I'm like,
it looks like Mediterranean Odyssey footage from AC Odyssey. That's what it reminds me of. That's what they're going for, is that kind of Greek.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Lots of color in there.
I have a lot of high hopes for where we're going. I've just got to get through this sad Russia part of the game and the sad desert part of the game and the sad swamp part of the game, and then we'll get to some places that feel a little more fun to be.
Yeah. Apparently, the Amazonians are living it up. They have sunlight. They have
they have color.
Yeah,
everything's washed.
They
out.
have like nice alabaster statues, and then everybody else is living like washerwoman in parts of the Ukraine when it rains all day. That's just the way of it.
I guess the other thing that I did get to experience that's new, and then I'll let you talk about it because obviously you've had more experience with the actual expansion than me.
Yeah,
is the new skill trees, and I think they're okay. I think they're pretty good. I like them better. So I haven't seen the refinement. So if there's people that are like, well, in patch, blah 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 blah, it was pretty good. All I have is base D4. And now to compare to.
Right.
I think it's way better than base D4.
I agree.
Like 1,000 times better than that.
Yeah.
I still think that it has a little bit of a problem. And there's a very obvious flow they want you to do through the thing, because it's like, okay, right now you have only this that you can pick from. So you pick that, and then it's like, okay, well now you have the next skill. Then you have enhance this skill, and it really directs you where it wants you to put your points as you go, almost in the same way that D3 did, but whereas Diablo 3 was just like, oh, you unlock this at this point and you can either choose to use it or not. This is like, hey, you can put your point here, and that'd probably be smart. You don't have to, but you could, and maybe you should. That's kind of what they're doing with this one, so it kind of feels like a different approach to the Diablo 3 method. But the problem is that by about level 30 something, you have picked all your abilities and you've made all your modifications to your abilities, and now you are just enhancing the power of what you have. And so at the beginning I was like, this is pretty good. I love this. Lately I've been like, and now we make this 1 point stronger, and now we make this 1 point stronger, and now we make this 1 point stronger. And it has flatlined a bit for me.
Well, it definitely leans into now you need a fixes. Now you need the Horadric Cube or the new version of that. You need, these things to enhance that. I think that's where they want you to, when you're putting points down all the little tiny branches, you're right. They're very incremental. And that can slow you, make it feel like everything went a little bit.
Well, that stuff I didn't mind. Because that was fundamentally different things. It's like, okay, you did this big AoE. Now, do you want to do 3 AoEs or do you want to do an even bigger AoE? You know, that's changing the effects.
Right.
Now I'm done with all that. Right. Now it's just, which ability do you want to be a little bit stronger? It's the old WoW talents of critical hit 1% more, 2% more, 3% more. It's just not flashy. And again, I feel like the Diablo 3 system, for good or for bad, was exciting from beginning to end for the most part for me. Because there was always that I could see where we were going. It's like, oh, I'm going to unlock this skill, and you're kind of thinking about your build. But even that one, if you found what you were happy with early, eventually you were unlocking stuff you just didn't care about.
Right.
It was like, and there would be times where you would level up and you'd be like, I don't care, because I've unlocked, now it's a fiery fart that I shoot out my butt instead of an acidy fart. I don't care about that. I like my acidy fart, whatever it is. So they all have had their problems. I think this one is pretty decent. I don't know if I like it more than what we had in D3, but I definitely like it better than what we had originally in D4.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. So from my perspective, the only thing I would add to all of this is I have seen about half of the expansion story so far. I didn't look ahead, or I haven't seen any kind of synopsis, so I'm just playing it kind of raw. And I've only had one moment that took me out of the game almost entirely, but it's not, I don't know how it's a problem they can fix. And that is because, and Beau said this earlier, because this game is all about new season, new tune, let's go, let's get all the stuff, sweet, I've maxed it out, unlocked all the things, okay, awesome, see you next season. It's kind of got that built into it for the end game. And to some degree 3 was like this too, but this one, I started a new warlock to start the new campaign. So I didn't go take it. I could have gone and gotten an old character and done that. But instead I was like, I want to play the warlock number 1, and number 2, I'd like to see this expansion content. So level 1, I start the expansion. And at the early part of that expansion, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a ton of story stuff where everybody's sure putting a lot of trust in this level 1 guy who suddenly showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah, but just because you started there doesn't mean you didn't do all the things in the other expansion game.
But if you get your head too much into it, you start thinking, well, the last time I talked to you, I was a lady mage lady. Now I'm a warlock man dude.
Oh, they're still familiar with you.
Yeah, they're like, oh, last I saw you, you and Layrell were out doing it or whatever. There's stuff like that. And then,
wow, I missed something in that expansion. Apparently,
wait till you get the Vessel of Hatred. I don't know how that'll go for you. But my character is they're all acting like I have saved everybody a million times. I killed, I was the one that brought Lilith low in the final fight, and I'm not. I'm a level 1 nobody who no one's ever talked to before. So it's a little weird, but you can get past that real quick and just go, oh well, yeah, that's how these games work. And I'm actually glad I don't have to dust off an old character and try to remember everything. It's nice. I get to just play this game. That's the one little thing I can park my brain at the door on. Not a problem. Most everything else I have to say is very positive around this game. I think that the new campaign is excellent so far. And the only fear I have is that they won't stick the landing. But everybody I've talked to who's finished it say that they stick the landing and more. We had people on our Discord saying this is not just the best campaign of this game. This is easily one of the best campaigns Blizzard's ever put in a game. Like it's that good of a story and really pays off a bunch of stuff that you maybe thought were never going to get paid off from earlier and things like that. I can tell you, this isn't a spoiler to say this because he shows up in some of the content they've shown for promotion and everything, but you're back with Lorath. Lorath shows up. So you get your guy again. You get your voice of Lorath back. All that stuff's back. And so your Timu Kane is with you once again.
oh yes.
Yeah, Timu Kane is back. And where it's going is real good. Like I'm feeling some feelings. I'm very invested in where this is heading story-wise. And in the meantime, mechanically, I am enjoying these changes. I think the new tree is really good and interesting and easy to fiddle with. I can go in there real quick and go, yeah, I'm not feeling the fire one. Let's try this other one with the whatever. And I'll try that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I like that better. There's a much more, like the rune system was in 3, this one feels a lot more swappy. Like I can just change my mind and not feel too bad about it. Or jump through hoops, or where's the branch I can't find so I can refund this shit. Like they've improved all that. That feels really good to me. Itemization feels really good to me. The rate of leveling is faster, but it feels good because it used to feel too long. So I like that about it. Although I totally understand what you're saying about being 44 and only, you're not even done with the first story.
Yeah, I don't think I want it slower. I like the speed it's going. The problem is I think the game should be matching the pace. I don't think that the pace should be matching the game because I think the game is way too padded out. Like even if it was slower, the story's still rough.
Yeah. It does. Like you said this last week, and you've said it many times. This feels like we're finishing Act 1 of a full game, and that is how this feels. And I think that if that were true, meaning at launch, this story, just speaking of the campaign, if this story was how it starts all the way through where I'm headed right now, that would be the most amazing Act 1. It'd be like, whoa, dude. Can't wait to see what Act 2 is. I kind of feel like that's what they're doing here.
Or even Act 1 and 2. Like, I can see all of base Diablo 4 being Act 1. And I can see both of the expansions that they've put out being Act 2.
Being Act 2. There you go. That's a good way of putting it.
But yeah. I would also say that base Diablo 4 should be shortened a lot to be considered Act 1. Because you can cut a lot of content from that. Yeah.
And I think, it, in retrospect, 2020, maybe they would do that. Or I don't know what they would do. But it's feeling really good. The pacing's better. The boss fights are harder and more challenging and have way more mechanics going on than they did last time I fought a boss. And that's interesting. So I'm finding that very rewarding. The warlock himself is him or herself is very interesting character. Like you said, a lot of color going on there, a lot of purple and pinks and stuff, but also just weird shit. Like in some ways, it's like bringing the witch doctor back with how much shit you can throw at people. Not goopy so much, but like a lot of like, here's a giant demon out of nowhere that I summoned from the depths, and he's going to fight alongside me for a while. And while he's doing that, I got a wall of demon arms slicing everybody to pieces. And there's also a quick travel, like a kind of like a blink or a dash that you can assign. That is maybe the coolest looking thing in any Diablo game. It's so badass the way it looks when you fire ahead with that thing. Just a really, really good time with him so far. I'm not maxed him out, so I couldn't tell you what things are like when I'm doing, the max level incremental stuff. But right now he feels very good, and every time I get something new, it's exciting. And when I have reverted to something else, because I'm just like, what's this other tree like? That's always been easy and fun and easy to switch around. So I really like that. We mentioned the areas. They're really pretty, very well lit. Like it feels like a change in just basic philosophy that the game does not have to be just a muddy mess all the time. There can be some sun, and I like the dark. I don't have the problem you have with it, but it is nice to have this variety, and it feels like really fresh. Like, whoa, look at this place, totally different. That's the Scovos Isles, I think they call it. I think I have that right. Then, as far as what was I going to say? The Horadric Cube thing making a return, and that charm and talisman system, which I am just scratching the surface of. So forgive me for not having a ton of info about it here to talk about, but it's nice to have the cube back, and having the charms and talismans are a nice way to kind of really dial in the builds and where you want to focus your efforts. I haven't done any of the war plans stuff, which is the end game progression thing where you can basically pick what you want to do that night in the order you want to do it. And then I think there's a fixes or somehow tied with that. It sounds super interesting on paper, but I haven't done it yet, so I can't speak to that. Or the Echoing Hatred or the Dark Citadel stuff or any of that. That's some like huge co-op focused dungeon. Sounds like it might be fun to do with friends. And then there's the fishing. Beau, the fishing's all right. It's not the worst thing I've ever done in my life. It's all right. It's fun. It's fun going, king, legendary fish. It just feels good to get a good fish. The mercenaries are back. You can hire them, recruit them, gear them up. That was kind of already in there, but that's better than ever. I think it's just a really, I don't know. These games sometimes is what Diablo, if you look back at Diablo, and maybe even Blizzard in general, but mostly the Diablo games have this. They start out strong enough, but then the expansions always put it in a better place. Think Loot 2.0 with the second or the first expansion for 3, or in 2's case, Lords of Destruction or whatever the hell it was called, just really completed that game. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's what this is. It's just it took a little more time and another expansion, which I also think is a good sign because they're going to do more of these, I hope. And it feels like they just finally have got their feet under them in a way that just feels refined and iterated. And I'm having more fun in this brief amount of time I've spent with this new campaign than maybe the entirety of 4 thus far. And will that change by the end? I don't know. Will I be tired of it when it just becomes incremental upgrades? I don't know. All I know is I'm having a great time. So Diablo 4 still a threat, everybody. And I'll bet Beau plays the living shit out of it when he gets in.
Yeah, we'll see.
I know you will.
Started up yet?
Yeah, the fishing aside, you were going to love everything about it.
I was a little worried I might have burnt myself out because I played last season.
Yeah, I did too a bit.
I felt like I had my fill, and I was like,
You know what was wild about that? Because you and I both, I think, early got the expansion so we could try the Paladin. And the Paladin's skill tree was like everybody else's. It was based on the old template. It's crazy to me to release that a month or two ahead and then overhaul everyone's skill tree, including his.
Yeah, that's wild.
Weird to me.
That's really weird. There is a part of me that wishes I had logged in to check out the Paladin early to see how it changed. But
yeah.
Well, I mean, I looked at the differences really briefly between the Barb's skill tree now and what I just played. And, the basic nodes are like the high tier nodes are all the same abilities. But there wasn't anything that I saw that was new. Maybe I missed it, but I thought I checked every major node, like that gives you a skill to slot in, and maybe they behave differently, but like they're literally all the same. So what looks to be new are like the mid-tier nodes, like that. Again, I looked at the ones I saw. It just looked like the rune system from Diablo 3. So they probably just held those back. They did time it so that people could play it early, but someone had to make 2 versions of the Paladin. But it feels like they just held back some of the.
Yeah, maybe just got the basics, or the basics are all still there. It's just
the Paladin
it's a formatting change more than anything. It's like
the Paladin was pretty OP. Like I don't think any balance. Like they probably are waiting to do any major balancing on Paladin and Warlock till after the full release.
Yeah,
but it was. I mean, it's hard to tell when something's OP in Diablo 4 because everything kind of clears. The power scaling, like I said, in this game is very severe.
Well, I mean, it feels like also maybe that's them leaning into an old philosophy with 3. I don't know if you guys remember, but in 3 at one point there was prominently, we'd heard about a conversation with the lead on that. I forgot his name. Anyway, the guy that kind of saved the game. Forgot his name. Anyway.
Josh Musquero.
There it is. And he said, we're less worried about balance and far more concerned now with let's let it rip, be powerful, be insane, be over the top. Like, who cares? Go.
That's the point of the game.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where they're going now. I feel
if you're not doing it that way, what are you doing? Why are we here?
It's like they're trying to control a thing that you can't actually control if you want the game to be fun.
Nothing sounds worse to me than, we need to balance Diablo. Why? Yeah, you should the way you balance Diablo is you go, what's the most OP? How can we make everything like that?
Yeah,
well, I'd push back on that a little bit because I found the Path of Exile 2 campaign, both Traversal 1 and Traversal 2. I haven't played it for a while, but on launch, put 200 hours in. I found it challenging throughout.
Right.
I never felt
true.
like
I found it to be a satisfying challenge.
Yeah, I never felt like
that.
I scaled the content, except maybe in a few spots for a short period of time. But I never felt how I feel playing Diablo 4. I'd say the D3 launch campaign was also maybe not the first run through, but like fairly well paced.
Yeah, it was all right.
Pacing is a tough thing. If you give the players too much of the screen clearing early. It trivializes everything, and it's a bit of a sleepwalk.
Yeah, that's the balance. That's the balance they should be getting, not character balance. And the other thing is, I think the way the old philosophy when Josh was in charge was, instead of nerfing people to get them in line with someone who's OP, you buff people to make them as OP as the guy you got a problem with. Yeah. I like that. At
that point, Diablo had evolved. So, like the game, like particularly Diablo, it's always the toughest close to launch.
Yeah.
They get progressively easier because people just want the kitchen sink and have fun with it. Slay the Spire too is having this problem right now. We'll talk about it, I think, more when we get to Vampire Crawlers, because this conversation will continue on that game.
Interesting.
But Chinese players in particular are review bombing the game, like it's because they're trying to balance the game to make it a challenge at every level. And so they're breaking infinite combos and stuff like that. And people in China don't like that because, they just have maybe a different mindset. Like, games are meant to be fun. Give me all the power and let me plow through everything, but there are people who enjoy having a consistent challenge throughout. This is sort of always the Souls-like comparison versus an ARPG comparison, right? Mm-hmm. And the answer is like you're just catering to a taste. Like, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. There's a right or wrong answer if you think one is better than the other. But Diablo definitely leans heavy on the mow people down. And honestly, it's a game, Diablo 4 is, like, I enjoy playing it, but I've also fallen asleep the most playing Diablo 4 as well, because at a certain point you're like, I'm actually not really that engaged in what I'm doing. I'm just trying to do progression. So, like, I got to keep running pit levels to upgrade my glyphs to get more power. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to speed through it as fast as possible. I'm not trying to beat a tough boss on my 20th attempt in like Elden Ring or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's just a different.
Plus, when you were really going hard, you were trying to get on that statue, and the level cap was 100, and it was
that was a different thing. That's a different thing. I'm just talking about playing the game normally and not having a race. Not doing it's. They just lean into that direction. Like it's fine that it's that way, but when it does like deprecate the campaign. Like, you can't go back to the Diablo IV campaign and feel, there's some like good balancing going on, and I feel like maybe there's bloat in there. Like I think that critique's true with all the side quests, but the fact that it takes time to level up, like the journey's the reward. So if you get the journey on the character progression too quick, it detracts then you don't got to dodge enemy mechanics anymore when you fight the bosses. You're probably having a good time right now, and if I had to guess in this expansion, because you're level 1, right?
Well, I'm level
so the enemy mechanics matter.
Yeah, no, I get you. Like that's part of what I like about starting over in that game is you are presented with it's more RPG, less action in the beginning.
Like when John if you literally even if you just do the MSQ and you finally get to this campaign, you're probably going to be too OP for the content
without bumping up the game.
Well, you'd have to crank up the torments, but that's what the torments are for. Right?
Yeah, but even because of the inherent design of the game, like even that causes a problem because I started on the highest that it'll let you select, which I think is hard off of making a character, but then you can bump it up in world from there. And I tried bumping it up one, and I was like, this feels good. Fights are not easy, but I'm getting through it. But then they have their world events, which again are designed for communal participation. There's nobody there. So anytime I ran across one of those, it was too difficult to do because it's designed for, the other people that are going to be running around with you will come help you out with this challenging content. There's nobody there. So the regular content, if I want that to challenge me, I basically have to block off an entire section of the game that I now don't get to participate in. Or I go bump down the difficulty to where the majority of the game is so mind-numbingly easy that I'm just face rolling through everything. But then when I get to see those events, those are actually like in line with what you would expect. And there's no sweet spot because again, they tried to serve, I think, a few too many different things all at once. And as a result, you can't get one ideal play style. You kind of have to suffer in one area and succeed in another.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting that.
Yeah. And my experience of bumping up the difficulty, because I just played this season, Butcher was a pretty tough fight. There was the reason to bump up difficulty most of all is like to speed up progression, right? You don't want to do, if you can climb a stair 10 times versus 100 times, you do the 10 times.
Right.
So
it was harder for those 10 times, but you got more shit for doing it.
Yeah. It's not even that it's harder. It's literally, it's like basic. It's not like the game got harder. It's just like, if I screw up and get hit, am I getting one shot? It's like, yes. Well, do I have a high probability of dodging those mechanics? Then I'll keep it at this level. If not, bump it down because restarting is taking too long.
Yeah.
It's not really a difficulty consideration. It's an efficiency consideration. And then if you're like, well, I can invulnerability through I can iron skin and ignore pain or whatever. So even though I get one shot, I have enough defensive tools, let's say, in my build that I can ignore all the damage. How much damage am I doing? Because difficulty just is like, oh, I'm going to be here an hour. Like at one point I was doing the butcher fight and I'm like, look how slow his health bar's going. I need more damage output for this to be an efficient difficulty level. So the term difficulty in an ARPG context is a bit misleading because it sounds like, oh, a greater challenge, but it's actually just like, it's mainly an efficiency calculation for time spent versus reward output. What's the most optimal vector for you as you move through it? So even though John could bump up the difficulty, those will be the decisions. It won't be like, I need a challenge. It'll be, it'll be that, because generally the power scaling is intense. Generally you bump it, either it takes you an hour to kill something or it takes you a second. And the comfortable spot's the second over the hour, right?
Right.
That's usually where you're sitting at. And then you're like, am I getting one shot by shit or not? And then so, that was my experience of Vessel of Hatred. I replayed the D4 campaign, and then I was at max level and getting Paragon points, and I bumped it up as high as I could go with those considerations, and I was still one-shotting everything.
Just wrecking
Yeah, and it makes you sleepy. Like, your stakes and investment in the game are, like, diminish if there isn't much consequence to, like, what you're doing. I think it's a tough thing. When you play, like, a single-player RPG, like, that third act, you do want to feel like I've got, I'm fighting a god level enemy, and I've scaled up to god level things. It's just a pacing issue.
Yeah.
And I think in particular D3 and D4, there's just too many ways to level up to max level in an hour in that game. Yeah. To pretend you don't know that that's a thing once you've played it a couple times.
Well, that's probably why Path of Exile is leaning more into every fight is a thing, like a little more Souls-like approach. It's not exactly a Souls-like, but every boss fight is move here or die, or get out of this thing or die, whatever. So even if you're feeling some godlike levels of whatever auras and stuff, and you're hurting him maybe passively.
There's also like a difference in the business model. D4 wants to sell you the box up front, most of all. Yeah. Path of Exile is free, which means money's not an object. It's how interesting, what keeps people coming to play the game.
Yeah. And
it's the season race that Path of Exile is known for. There's obviously a season race in Diablo. It's over in like 30 hours or 10 hours. But the race in Path of Exile lasts weeks, if not a month. So they do slow things down for their customers because they think that's better. And remember, these are the guys that like D2 did it right. And I don't know if you've played D2 recently. Leveling is not fast. No. It's not fast at all. Nope. And so to some people's taste, that is the correct way to do things. And Diablo 4 is kind of Mickey Mouse in that they just can't resist the temptation to let you max level in an hour. And you know what? Neither answer is wrong. It's just to your taste. That's all. But those are factors for to consider for Diablo, unfortunately.
I think the real test will be how does this thing feel in the long run after you've hit max and after you've beaten this campaign. So far, the campaign is really, really strong. And if that's what you're rating this on, I think this is just like a major step up in the story writing department. I don't know how I'll feel, though, about systems after this. So
whatever, it's fine. Games are meant to have fun. If you have fun for 10 hours or 100 hours, it's fine either way. Yeah. So I just haven't gotten started on it yet, so I shouldn't, there'll be more to talk about next week, so I think I'll play tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have more to say. Let's also talk about vampire crawlers. John, Beau, let's get into your take real quick, because you've 100% of this damn thing. Like some kind of freak. What'd you do?
Well, I mean, it's really fun. I was looking forward to it. I like single player card games. I'm still playing Slay the Spire 2. It's fantastic. And the demo left a good impression on me. And you know what? It's fun. I think total I'm in 30 to 40 hours range, and I enjoyed it. It's a big recommend. It's a lot of fun. I think they captured the idea of vampire survivors in a card game form really well. Waves of enemies come at you, and you can you destroy them with your tools. Yep. And it's good. And it's fun and engaging, very deckable, because you don't have to target anything and do much. All you got to do is click the card and it just works. Yep. So there's no secondary targeting after a card, and it's a good time. I got hooked. I will say this, though, it's still, for the same reasons we're going to talk about Diablo, I think the point of the game is to have crazy power scaling. The problem is for me, there was no challenge to, at a certain point, once you get to, I was unlocking 30 things a run. There's 160-ish unlocks total. So I unlocked probably 70 to 80% of the content within the first 5 hours of playing.
Even additional character unlocks.
I was getting too much you get new crawlers, you get new cards and new gems. Ideally, when you do this, you get like a new thing or a couple two new things, and you can try them out on your meta progression on the next run. But when you get 30 new things, it's just spam. Now, I'm fairly competent card game player, so it might just be me. I might just have solved the game very quickly. And like I said, it's not a very complicated game in the sense that if you're used to playing things like Magic and other games, you have to conserve your mana, make decisions with your cards, look out for enemy mechanics. The enemy mechanics are they just hit you. So shield up, freeze them, or kill them before they hit you. And it's very easy to do all of those things. So it's a good time. I don't want to get too deep into a critique because I don't want to discourage people from playing it. I think it's great. It's probably very accessible to a large skill range. But it was getting to be a slog towards the end. And I'm kind of glad I'm finished with it, to be honest with you. Yeah. It got a little tedious towards the end. Because the problem is, for me, no matter what crawlers and options I pick, I'm always doing the same deck every time. Which is you only need one damage ability, and then you just need scalers, so you can scale up. Just like in the other game, you can scale your might and your greed, and you need lots of money to unlock things. So what you do, instead of killing the monsters, you just play keep away, where you freeze them or dodge their attack, and then you scale yourself up to 1,000% greed, 1,000% XP gain, and luck doesn't have a cap. I think I've had 30,000 luck experience on one run, and basically I was farming 400,000 gold a run, pretty much, no matter what I was doing, and unlocked. So I think there's like a game. For me, my experience was there's a game balance issue because I just trivialized all the meta progression because my deck building capabilities was enough to basically exploit the game. I basically cheated without cheated. I don't know if this is everyone's experience, but I basically played no matter what, the same deck, get a ton of gold, and do a bunch of progression, and it's enjoyable and fun and stuff like that. But solid 7 out of 10 for me. This is not, I would recommend Slay the Spire over this for someone like me. But it's $10, and I'm trying not to be way overly critical for just a fun little game that's $10. I really enjoyed my time with it, but there isn't really anything left for me in the game, so I'm done with it.
All right. What about when they come out with their?
I'll probably check back in. It's a fun game. Like I said, it's a fun. I give it aces in all categories, even its bad graphics. It's kind of become a phenomenon, and you know what I mean. I'm happy that it looks the way that it looks because of its history now. But I think it's kind of we talk about balance, right? This game definitely leans on the Diablo style of just letting you spam and do super abilities, which for a lot of people that's fun, and I enjoyed it as well. But there's a definite lack of challenge in the game, so that was a little unfortunate.
All right, well there you go. I'm not nearly at 100% level, but I am still very much enjoying it. I don't have a ton to add, but I am getting to the stage of the game where wackier shit is happening because I have a lot of unlocks, and you get to Balaltro that thing and have it go nuts. But John, anything to add to this?
No, I'm getting there too. It kind of seems like I'm maybe roughly around where Beau is, because I've got a little less playtime than he has. You said you were at what, 30 some odd hours, right, Beau?
38.
Yeah, so I'm at 24, and I'm about 91% done with the game according to the achievement. So it seems like I'm about on track with all that. I am kind of getting to the point where it's like, okay, I've seen what the game has to offer, and now it's at the point of kind of doing what Beau's talking about, which is you break it, which is kind of what Vampire Survivors was like too. It was like, on the surface there is this game, and if you play it at face value, you will progress, you will move forward, you will unlock new things, and that will help you get further and further slowly. But there are ways to break it. There are ways to combo in such a way to where even the one-hit kill death figure cannot one-hit kill you. And I would say this game is actually a little more blatant because of the mechanics of how bosses work. This game forces you to learn how to break it a little more than Vampire Survivors did. Vampire Survivors was more like, it's crazy that death kills you, and then you look up achievements or something like that, and you go, oh, I can fight and kill death? Oh, well, how do I do that? I need to know how to do that. This game, because of the way bosses work, and Scott, I'm sure you've seen it, but just for anybody who hasn't played it, The way they kind of balance bosses to try to be difficult, because it is so easy to superpower yourself in this game, is that they have bosses have a meter where every time you play a card, a little eyeball will appear in a circle. And once you've played X number of cards, the boss will then act. So it will do damage. Now, there are ways to circumvent that damage from happening, and that's where the breaking kind of comes in, is that you can circumvent that damage from hitting you if you build your deck correctly. But by the time you get to some of I think right now I'm on the final boss, like the Grim Reaper looking thing that's made up of all the Grim Reapers.
Oh, the one that comes out and kills you instant if you're not far enough or whatever, or at the end of
this one is like a weird boss version of it. He actually looks beefy, and he looks like he's made up.
I think.
What?
Yeah, he's made up of a bunch of Grim Reaper cloth. He's a little different than the one that shows.
He's talking about the final boss.
Oh, okay.
Who's related to the death guy. It seems like.
All right.
So he hits really hard. So you definitely have to, if you're going to go up against him, you have to play with that in mind. Of I need to come up with a build that will circumvent the damage again, either by freezing or by knockback.
Or by having 8,000 health and 4 revive.
You could do that too, yeah. Or build up an insane amount of armor. I mean, there's lots of ways you can break the game.
8,000 health was the most I got in a run. And
jeez.
Yeah, I'm not anywhere near there. I think the highest I've gotten was,
all you need to see that card he's showing on the screen, the hollow heart. You can get a gem that removes the destroy.
Oh, and then it keeps coming back?
You just keep farming. You just keep the biggest combo I've had is a 100x combo. You can get a card that you can chain your combo between turns, and then you just consistently 100x combo. And the attract orb draws 57 cards, and the
that's the other thing is once you realize the value in the combo, because it's not a case of it's not binary, and this is what it actually took me a couple runs to realize. It's not binary. You're not either in a regular card state or a combo card state. The combo continues to modify the bonus. So if, let's say, you have a 1 cost draw an additional card, and if your combo, it draws 2 additional cards. Well, if you can get that to combo with a combo meter of, 50 or whatever, you're not drawing just 2 additional cards. You're drawing your whole deck, basically.
Yeah.
It's going crazy with it. So once you start abusing that system,
as part of the system, is I had a deck where 90% of my cards were wild cost cards.
Yeah.
So they also cost nothing and free combo, and I just there going click, 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 and I don't care even what the card says. The only card I wasn't playing was the damage cards, because I'm trying to farm stacks, and if I do damage, the combat's over. So, I delay as much as possible to farm and break the game, basically. Yeah.
How often do you guys hit the play all button? You do it very often?
Never.
No, because
okay,
I need to, it will go in an order, so you could theoretically move your card to where in the order you want, but by that point you're doing so much work that you might as well just play the card, because all you have to do is click it.
Yeah.
The problem is the damage cards are terrible. So the damage cards are all basically the same card, even though there's 20 of them. They all do the same thing. They hit the enemy. So if you want to farm power for your character, you need to not have those in your deck. You need to have all the yellow and purples, and that give yourself more mana, give yourself more resources, strap the gems into the cards that grow you, and just sit there and delay, and don't play those red cards. So if I play all, I'm going to play a red card and kill the enemy. I don't want to do that. I want to scale my greed to max, and then I want to scale my XP gain and my luck, and then farm for the cards I want. Try to get them all to be all wild cards, or even if you have a couple, right? You want to play 0, 1, 2, 3 wild card, 0, 1, 2, 3 wild card, 0, 1, 2, 3 wild card, and you want to keep playing cards. You want to, if you have cards that draw cards, your deck's never empty. You have tons of options. Your enemy then becomes breaking the cards, so that's a sign you have to end the turn. And if you delay too long, the water rises and blue death comes to kill you. And if you're powerful enough that you can even kill blue death, it's just a time sink because it takes a while to kill them. But it gets easier and easier as you do unlock things to plan out these runs. it's just, it feels counterintuitive to what you want to do, right? Like sitting there and not killing the enemy feels like what you're supposed to be doing. But if you're just railing the enemy without giving any consideration to your power level growth as you go through the dungeon, you're underpowered, right? So the worst, there are some crawlers that like benefit from the red cards. So I don't want to say they're all bad. Like there's some, that you can draw cards when you play the red card. It's just, it's hard to scale when the combats are over so fast. So I just feel like as a very nerdy card game player who plays a lot of them, I'm like, there's some fundamental flaws where like this, I put this game into like, it's a fun game. It's fun, but it's fundamentally kind of flawed in terms of being incentives. That's what I found. Okay. I feel like when I play, I'm trying to scale my guy, and then once my guy's scaled, everything falls over. Like then I just draw the red card and blow everything up, no problem. But it's fun for a little bit, fun to get the progression. But like it, this is coming off the heels of Slay the Spire, where like every decision is life or death and everything matters. It just felt a little like it's just very easy. That's all,
Right.
But to Beau's point, it's going to appeal to different people because like I like this. Mm-hmm. I like the way this is designed. I actually prefer this to Slay the Spire, but that's going to be what I seek from a game. And obviously Beau's the exact opposite. So I think depending on what your interest is and depending on where your engagement is, you're going to feel very differently. And like, I think both games are phenomenal games, and I think they will appeal differently to different types of players.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this is why I brought up that Slay the Spire thing, because this week, like it's overwhelmingly negative on Slay the Spire because they're trying to balance the game to make sure there's 11 difficulty levels right now in Slay the Spire. And the idea is it's supposed to be hard. You're supposed to lose the run. You don't benefit really from meta progression. Arguably, meta progression in Slay the Spire makes it worse for you because the card pools and relic pools are expanded, so your consistency goes down. So it's actually not even meta progression in Slay the Spire is not even really a benefit. It just feels like a benefit because it's fun to unlock new things. Mm-hmm. So that's what makes Slay the Spire appealing, is like overcoming it feels like when you slay the Spire, you feel like, oh man, it was a good run. I got to make good decisions. I played my deck correctly.
You got lucky, but that wasn't everything, right?
But like this game, like you will lose. Like in the first 5 hours, like there are situations as you're learning you'll get into where you lose. But like once you've unlocked like even 20% of meta progression and you understand like how the enemies work, very easy to master. And then the game just scales into power fantasy, which is fine. But people that like the designers and a lot of audience, because Slay the Spire launched with overwhelmingly positive, a big darling. And, I'm on the Slay the Spire subreddit, so these things get posted all the time where it's like, can you believe these people hate Slay the Spire? What a trap. There's, and it's like, well, yeah, that argument's happening where it's like, it's meant to be a Dark Souls of video games kind of thing. It's not meant to be, just spammy fun. But like, there's nothing wrong with vampire crawlers being fun. I think I want to emphasize that point. When you curl up with your Steam Deck and just want to blast some shit for an hour or two, like it's a good choice.
It's a good time. Really good on Steam Deck, by the way. Really
good.
It
actually is very deckable. I thought I don't know why I expected it. I guess usually mouse, you have to take the mouse, drag it, and aim on something, and you really don't have to do that with this game. No, you just click the card.
Flick through them. Yep, pretty easy.
So it works a lot better for controller. I mean, It's a great game. Deserves all this praise. It's just, I guess I was just a little disappointed it didn't have anything more to offer in the challenge department. And,
sure.
But,
Well, the challenge department is now closed because that's not true. We've been playing Resident Evil 9, and it's challenging in its own weird ways, mostly because I'm terrified of it. But John and I were able to play Friday or Tuesday. We play every Tuesday until this game's done. And this is just a note to check it out on frogpants.tv, which is the Twitch channel, at 1 p.m. Mountain Time on Monday. It's also on YouTube that same time, and you can watch.
Your session was an all-timer. Like, I know the F-bomb was week 3, right? I think.
No, first week.
No, first week.
First week was the F-bomb?
Yeah.
I mean, but I felt like I saw your compilation and just like, This one, for some reason, was really good.
Yeah, it was a really fun one, no doubt. It's probably, you know why? I'll tell you why. Because we're in that shit basement I never hope I'm ever in again.
It was with the elevator when you're just turning around and the elevator doors open and you're so scared from there's no monsters. Right?
Yeah. It's scary as hell, man. One of my biggest scares in the history of scary video games happened. It's when the low lady dropped down as I backed into what I thought was a safe room and she dropped down on top of me. That really got me.
The parkour zombie was extra special.
Yeah, watch this guy.
Right. I think that's right here.
Yeah, watch this. Watch him.
Here.
Oh, wait. I guess that was a pause thing. Here we go. Yeah, I died first. It was the second time in there. So there he goes. Oh, right. No, shoot him in the head for no reason. This is the quick cut. Here we go. Watch this guy.
It looks like he's on wires.
Yeah, like a fish.
Across the room.
It's like a swimming fish.
That's got to be like physics, bug, right? Like he's meant to shoot back, but he shot over the desk. Or
something happened there. Yeah, I don't think that was normal. John hadn't seen it in any of his.
That's the elevator. That's the scariest.
It scared me, dude. But then this basement place that we're in now down here, F this place all up the butt. This is the worst place.
I mean, it gets worse when you're not Leon, right? When you're Leon, you can fight back, but now you're like first person.
I'm first person scared girl, and not only that, there's math in here. You got to do puzzle work with the freaking.
There's math in here. It is. Do I have to put in one plug or two plugs?
Yeah, but you have to think about it. You have to think about, where did I leave the plug? It's like, it's puzzly for a reason. I'm not saying it's hard, but through the veil of scariness, I struggle, man. Whew. I thought that was a person.
And did you really walk between her legs?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. It wasn't sure. And I was like, you walked between her legs.
Yeah. See if I can get to it.
It's coming up right around here.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
My favorite thing is when John is mildly trying to talk to you, but your brain is just short-circuiting entirely.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, obviously, because I should be. Oh, here it is. Oh, no, this is my shooter in the bum. Okay. Here in a second, she comes after me in a way that is not fair.
That hole was epic too. You're just like, oh my god!
Oh, it scared me so bad, dude. You know what? I'm gonna play.
Timer, this Mashup.
I'm gonna play a little audio from
half
this.
The things that are scary in it are not even monsters. It's just doors swinging.
Be ready to adjust your audio, ladies and gentlemen at home.
I'll turn it down a little. Here we go.
Through 500 miles of shit, came out clean on the other side.
Okay, here it is. F this game. It's so scary.
I mean, the clipping. I'm glad you don't put a limiter on your mic so that it just.
I mean, I've got lower limit, but upper limit is the sky's the limit. But yeah, that was, man, it was a hell of a session, and I hope I'm almost out of that. No, am I out of there? What happened? Where did we end it? No, I'm almost out of there.
You're almost. Yeah. You have all three plugs, but you don't have them in your inventory.
That's right.
It sounds like a boss fight's coming.
Yeah. That'll be good.
There's also one where I think you're on a conveyor belt and I don't know, you're screaming while
oh yeah, dude,
shoot up in a giant.
Oh, it's awesome. That whole section is actually very cool. Yeah. I'll show a taste of it here.
Yeah, it's a big automatic path into a meat grinder, and you have to fight zombies on it. You have to get them and not fall in the grinder.
It's so disturbing.
It really is. The game is full of moments like that, and it continues to be, for what it is. This is a really good one of these. Maybe the best it's ever been.
I mean, I'm glad you're doing it this way because there's special scenes sometimes when you die, and you're like, I wonder what it looks like if I die. But if you don't die at them, you don't get to see them.
Yeah, you never get to see it.
So when you play, we get to see you.
I used to do that with the newer Tomb Raider games where I would kill myself on purpose because I want to see how gnarly it was.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
This one lets you. You're going to die no matter what. So you may as well enjoy the ride. And
how many times did you die, John?
Lots.
John's a pro.
Oh, okay.
No, I died lots.
I assume he's a pro and didn't die that much.
It's saved on Twitch, so at some point maybe I should clip out all the times I died as Leon in the hospital section with that chainsaw. I died to that chainsaw 15 times.
Jeez.
I did the worst job I've seen anybody do with that section of the game. And it was hysterical. Like, I was having the time of my life, but it was like, because I didn't know what to expect. I hadn't seen anybody play it. And like, so the chainsaw would get stuck in a zombie and I'd be like, oh, that's so cool. It's in that zombie. And then I'd let him get too close to me and he'd give me a zombie hug and I'd get chainsawed through his body. I was like, I didn't know it would do that. That's
great.
crazy. That's crazy. Insane. That's cool.
That game's crazy.
Yeah, I died a whole bunch. Now I don't die, but I did at the time.
Well, all right then. So we had a lot of fun with some games that we all played together, but now let's talk about the ones we played as individuals. Shapes 2 with a Z came out, everybody, 1.0. Talked about it last week and indicated I would be playing it a bunch, and boy howdy did I do that.
Boy howdy.
It was most of my gaming time when I had it. I didn't have a lot. I'm super busy these days trying to get this event done, and it's just a lot going on, so it's hard for me to get those times, but I did have some time and played as much as I could. So there's a new mode in this thing, which is really what is important to mention here. 1.0 launched with a mode called, where's the name? I wrote it down.
Beast mode.
Pooh.
Depeche mode.
Beast mode.
It's, gosh dang it, where is it?
With a Z mode.
Factories. Oh, there it is. No, manufacture mode. Manufacture mode. So you might say, well, that's weird. Isn't that what you're doing all the time? Well, no, because in the original Shapes and in Shapes 2, your whole...
No, you do.
No.
Well, no, stupid.
Jerks.
And you were dumb for asking.
Dummies. Why would you even ask? No, the goal in that game is to solve the need for the puzzle. And the puzzle is I need to make this shape. So I've got to stack some things, cut some things, figure out how to mass produce it and have it all be as efficient as possible and create a system to do that. And a lot of times you can reuse your existing factories to then poop out something else or to alter a shape and then, keep using your infrastructure. But they introduced a new mode called manufacture mode that is more about permanent industrial or long-term industrial management. More like you are aiming for in something like Factorio, where it's not just, I need to make this one, how do I do it? It's, I need to make lots of things, and this costs money to place things down. This is, Shapes isn't about that. Nothing costs you anything. You can delete things and add things 100 times over and it doesn't cost you a dime. Mm-hmm. So they added this new mode to make it so it's like, all right, my first factory selection, which you can kind of see in this video, is done. It's producing the shapes I've been asked to produce. And now I need to send these off to the next bunch of factories where new conditions exist and I have to make new specialized shapes. And those then have to keep going down the line. And the idea is that you never really bust up your infrastructure. If you do it right, there should be no reason to, other than maybe you'll go back to make it more efficient once you've unlocked something that helps you, like a better cutter or a rotator that goes the other direction or something like that. The long and the short of it is Shapes 2 with a Z is already amazing. I think this new mode is really good and really challenging. It's not as, like I said, it's more of a, you got to think ahead planning kind of thing. Whereas the main mode is a lot of trial and error and then solving problems. And it's its own kind of fun. Like, I really like that mode as well. But it's cool they included both. And it's super tight now, real clean, runs like a dream. I'm playing it on PC and Mac, and it's awesome. So nothing but happy thumbs up from me for the finally release of Shapes 2 with a Z I've been talking about for freaking 3 years. It's out. So get it today. Catch it.
Congratulations to the Shapes with the Z2 team.
To the Shapes with a 2Z. Right.
To the teams with the Z.
The Z team. All right. Also, just a few bits and pieces here. Outside of that, I played a little more Crimson Desert, some Avowed, and some Windrose. Nothing to really add on any of that, but I got an email from Troy who says this about Crimson Desert. He says, it seems like a weird combination of Fable, Dragon's Dogma, and the good Dragon Age game. Which I forget which one it was. It was the first one. That was the good one.
The first one.
Yeah.
It's obviously Origins.
Yeah, Origins rules. Fable, he says, because the progression is not directly tied to the unusual leveling system. Dragon's Dogma, because it throws you into a world that you kind of have to just figure out and find super fun mechanics like climbing up on large monsters to poke them in the eyes. And Dragon Age, with just the city exploration and find random side quests to go on and find random items or weapons that end up being the most fun ones in the game, even if they aren't the best in slot. I agree with Troy. There is a vibe that feels like all four of those games came together. 3, 4. Let's see. Fable, Dogma, Dragon Age 3. They all came together, made a baby. That's how babies work. And I like that game. Anyway, I just wanted to showcase that email. Also, a quick thanks to Dr. Jerry Tolbert, MD, for being awesome, but also because he got me Pragmata, and now I get to play that. So I'm excited.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, join the Pragmata crew.
Definitely going to play that this week. I can't wait to hop in there.
Akuma Pragmata.
Akuma Pragmata. What a wonderful guy and his friend. Anyway, that'll be next week. I talk about my experience with that. And John, we now swing it over to you. What did you get up to outside all this other stuff?
Yeah, most of the stuff was stuff we all played, but I mentioned it earlier. I do want to give it just one more shout out because I did think it was very good. I played Dead as Disco, the demo that's on Steam. If you like rhythm games or just beat 'em ups, I think it's a really cool game to try, especially because, again, the demo lets you import your own music. Usually that seems like the kind of thing that you would need to do for the main game and a promise of something to be delivered, but that's something they let you play with right up front. It's super cool. Check out the demo. It's free.
Okay. All right.
So see if you'll like it, but I had a great time with it.
Awesome.
And also my son has been on a bit of a shooting spree. Hold on.
Sounds terrible.
Hold on. He's been on a spree of wanting to watch first-person shooters, which all started because I kept putting on retro video game gameplay channels, and apparently GoldenEye is considered a retro video game at this stage.
Yep.
And my son is now obsessed with GoldenEye.
28 years old.
He thinks GoldenEye is the greatest thing. He wakes up and he says, "Dad, I want to watch GoldenEye." And I say, "You are not going to watch GoldenEye before school because you cannot go to school and start talking about guns to all the kids at school."
Nope.
And so it's something that he gets to watch every now and then at the end of the day. But he absolutely is obsessed with GoldenEye. And so whenever he sees me in on my computer, he comes in, he goes, "Dad, play GoldenEye." I'm like, "I don't have GoldenEye on my computer, son." And he goes, "Well, I want to see a shooting game." So I tried Mouse PI for Hire. He wasn't super into that. He didn't think that was the most interesting thing.
He probably doesn't have like a built-in even knowledge of that aesthetic, right? Like it's probably weird to a kid.
No, I mean, I don't even really. I mean, I've seen it, but it was old when I watched it, you know, like, so he was like, not bright, not colorful, not great. Wasn't super into that. So I installed the Halo Master Chief collection, and I played Halo Combat Evolved.
Nice.
And he really liked that. He thought that was a lot of fun, and then I said, "Go to bed." So that was all I played of that. And then I was done.
And then you were like, "I'm going to bed also."
Yeah, I'm done. Now I am also going to bed.
Yeah.
But that Master Chief collection, it was on sale just recently on Steam, and it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I like what they did with it. Did you do the thing where you can flip between the graphic modes and?
I did, and sometimes he wanted old graphics, and sometimes he wanted new graphics, and it seemed to be. He liked the old graphics whenever it made things brighter, and he liked the new graphics whenever it made things brighter. So it was like he just doesn't want to see the games dark. So on the spaceship at the very beginning, a lot of the new graphic textures make that spaceship seem a lot darker. And he was like, "Oh, I like the other one, when it's all bright and even textures." And then I got on the planet, and in the old version, it makes it very clear that you're there at like kind of a nighttime setting or, dawn or dusk. When you switch to the new graphics, it's a lot brighter. And he goes, "No, I like that. I like it when it's daytime." So that's what we did there. But none of those are as interesting to him as GoldenEye. He thinks GoldenEye is the...
GoldenEye is
the best.
Pretty awesome. I'm with him.
He told me after he watched it the first time, he comes in and he goes, "Dad, my favorite part is on the first stage when it goes, bwee, bwee, bwee." And he started singing the music, and I was like, "That is a good part of the game, son. I like it. I like it a lot."
Yeah, the movie's grooving, the pause screen music.
I showed him the movie. He likes James Bond movies. But what happened is I know the film Goldeneye quite well. So when I showed it to him, he got a somewhat curated Goldeneye experience. It was like, we don't need to watch the intro, the song. This is just credits. Don't worry about this, where all the naked ladies are dancing.
Yeah.
And then, we would get in and we would watch it, and it would get, you'd see the card game, and, Famke Janssen's like, I'm going to go off with this guy. And it was like, you know what? Do you want to see some shooting, buddy, is what I would say. And he's like, yeah, let's see some shooting. So we would skip over the part where she crushes a guy with her thighs in the middle of coitus. Yeah. As he was, we'd skip over that scene. And so it was curated. Well, my wife, all she knew was that I showed him the movie Goldeneye.
Right.
So she assumed this is fine for him.
Yeah.
So she put it on for him.
Oh, no.
Without any curation. And so we're watching it together, him and me. And he goes, Dad, I want you to tell me when this guy dies. And I said, what guy? And he goes, coming up. And I was like, well, this is the part we're going to skip to the guns. And he goes, no, I need to see this part.
Oh, boy.
And it's the part where she crushes the guy. And he's like, when does he die? Oh, man. I was like, what do you mean, when does he die? He's like, I don't understand how he dies. And I was like, she squished him with her legs.
Yeah.
And he's like, when? Show me when on the film when it happens. And I was like, why do you know this? He's like, Mom put it on for me. I was like, oh no, I need to be more clear. The experiences I'm giving him versus what his mom gives him.
No, I did the same thing. I watched The Big Lebowski on TNT, and it was such a good censoring of all the words and everything that I thought that's what it was. I forgot. Because it's been years.
Yeah, there's a lot of content in The Big Lebowski.
There's like no pants, Julianne Moore, or whatever her name is. Like all that kind of stuff. So I said, all right, kids, come watch one of my favorite movies. Coen Brothers, let's go. This is funny as hell. Holy shit. I had to turn it off. I couldn't believe it. My kids were kind of little. I was like, what am I doing here? So yeah, at least it wasn't your fault. Your wife blew that one.
I told her, I was like, I was doing a curated experience. She's like, well, I didn't know. I thought it was fine for him. I was like, it's PG-13. He's 5.
Yeah.
Like, he's not supposed to be seeing this.
And he's smart. I half expect that kid at the end to go, why does Sean Bean die in every movie or something like that?
No, you know what he asked me at the end? Because at the end, it turns into James Bond and Natalia kissing.
Yeah.
He goes, Dad, why are they kissing? I was like, well... when two adults love each other, this is sometimes they kiss to show their love. And he goes, I love you. And I said, that's why I said adults. And this is a different kind of kiss.
Yeah. Plus, James Bond's a narcissistic a-hole who doesn't love anybody, but it'll work for this time. It's fine.
It'll work for now.
Yeah.
For now, we don't need to get into all that. We don't need to get into it.
Yeah. You got to stop the flow of having to explain everything, because then you're all of a sudden you're talking about existentialism and dread, and you
never know.
Your 5-year-old.
Yeah. He's a smart kid. That's the problem. When you got a smart kid, you don't get stuff past him. They get it.
He just wants to know things. He wants the answers to things. Yep. He asked me, how am I going to find my way home? And I said, what do you mean how are you going to find your way home? He goes, when you and Mom die, how am I going to find my way home?
Oh, so he's got it in his head, you're going to die at the mall, and he's going to have to get away home.
It's like, well, buddy, hopefully that doesn't happen for a very long time.
Yeah.
And, you don't need to worry about it. He goes, but if it did, what would I do? And I was like, well, your Nan and Pop-Up would take care of you. Our brother and sister coming? I was like, well, it's not going to be a situation, and we're not going to get into all of this right now.
Yeah. They don't care. Their minds want it. They're sponges. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you had time in there.
Give him an instrument or something to chew on. Music theory, you know what I mean?
He found out he could talk to the Google. And I just proceeded to watch him talk to Google for a ridiculous amount of time, where it was just like, hey, do you know you can say, okay, Google, and then ask a question, it'll just answer. And he was like, nice. Sits down. Okay, Google. He just starts talking to it nonstop.
Oh, man. Only little kids and old people, they're the funniest with voice-assisted, devices like that, talking to your Alexa. I love watching old ladies do it. They get in these arguments. I didn't say that word. It's good. Well, Beau, you played more Witcher. You finished the main campaign. You're well into Blood and Wine. How are you feeling?
Yeah. So the campaign, Witcher, finally done. I finally know what happens.
You did it.
Yeah.
Also got the good ending. So
nice.
Pleased about that.
The Skellig still burn.
And then I found out what the bad ending was, and I'm like, man, if you get the bad ending, you should feel bad about yourself. Like, unless you're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Because you
would really have to F up to get it.
The question is, well, can you even do Blood and Wine after the bad ending? I
assume so.
I don't know how that works. Yeah.
No, Ciri, like, I think dies and Geralt dies. Like, it's the bad. Like, he goes to. That's my understanding.
Yeah, how does it?
Up after.
Okay, if that's the case, I never saw a bad ending. That's the bad ending. So how do you?
There's certain decisions you can do, which I watched a compilation. It's kind of funny. Like, you know how Emir sends you to find Ciri, but you're like, clearly don't like, you know, Emir. But you can go and collect the bounty and turn her in, for example. Like, there's some like just actual asshole like Geralt stuff you can do. So getting the bad ending makes sense. So I got the actual good ending.
Good job. That pleases me.
It's spoiler bearing. It's an 11-year-old game, but like, you know,
yeah, just know there are two endings, and you should
enough to be like, oh,
there's more than two actually.
Oh, there are.
There's middle ending. It's not either good or bad. There are middle endings.
Okay,
as well.
All right.
But the good ending, even though there's like Blood and Wine to do, the good ending is enough to explain why there's a Witcher 4 and why Ciri is going to be the Witcher, even if it's very simple. It's like, oh, okay, I get it.
Well, that's why when everybody's flipping out about her being the new Witcher, I was like, you didn't play the last game then?
You didn't get the good ending. You'd have to get the good ending, I think, to know it, or look up the good ending, because I don't think it happens in the other two endings.
I'm surprised those chuds didn't get it to the good ending. The people that like to bark on stuff like this. Big shock, yeah.
No, makes a lot of sense. So anyways, it was, it was good. I was kind of overpowered. But good news is Blood and Wine is challenging again. Mm-hmm. So Blood and Wine. I finally now know what they mean by it being very different.
Yeah,
it is very different. I was like, it's like I'm vacationing in Italy right now, kind of, but weird fairy tale Italy. But so far it's good. It's. The odd thing is, though, I do miss the swamps of Velen in a weird way, just because I'm used to Witcher being, partially a depression simulator. Everywhere you go, life is hard.
It's pretty gross, yeah. No one likes you. Everything's gross, right?
The Oli Fury, like, guys that you like, the Runewright, the two guys that are up in the top right of the map that are from a faraway land. He's like, you Northerners, you're tight-lipped and sad all the time. Which is like white people, huh? So also, like, Toussaint doesn't have like that vibe. It's like, the other thing I haven't got an answer. There might be a story answer or a lore answer, and I'll find it out on my own, but they weirdly have every European accent all at the same time.
Oh,
you're like, is this German? Is this a French accent? Like, Toussaint is like French as hell, right? And I think I've seen a fleur de lis on some armor. So I was thinking maybe it'd be like French, but then like they don't talk. It's not a French accent.
You made one Polish? Up for it?
Like,
it could be Polish.
And at one point, one of the characters is like, why do the knights talk that way? Like, so I think there's also a bit of a put on dialect or accent.
Oh, I love fake accents. I'm a huge fan of it. Like the ones in The Expanse are my favorite. The Belter stuff.
So like in the main game, everyone who's a soldier is either like a political mastermind asshole or hates being a soldier, right? Is the violent butthole that's being put to good use as a soldier instead of a bandit.
Sure.
And they often resort to banditry in the main game. In this one, everyone's like, I am a knight of the realm and you will not question my honor. I will challenge you to a duel. Like everyone just like loves being a knight. Like, it's just like, and it's like the greatest honor ever to be like, nobody's depressed about being a knight.
Yeah.
Although I think there'll be a veneer eventually in the story. Maybe we'll see some seedy underside business, but I haven't gotten that far.
Okay. Well, you also go through like 100 hours of people being like, Witcher, there's something weird. Can you help me with this? Witcher, the river's weird. Can you go deal with this? And then you get there.
River.
Then you get here and they're like, a giant. Let's all go and fight the giant together. They just feel very differently.
That's the introduction of the X-Pack is like, oh, there's a giant. And you're like, oh, do you need help with that? And he's like, well, you can help if you want. Like, we're all going. So they definitely like, you're in this weird fairy tale land where they don't think of the monsters as like, they think of them as severe, but they're just like, oh, that troll went to the Dragon Hills and is now roaming in the Dragon Hills. And you're like, they know about them. Anyway, so far it's good. I've met, what's his beak? Like, I think he's going to be your main NPC buddy, the vampire. Edgar. Is his name Edgar? There's a dude.
I'll remember. It's been a long time since.
Yeah, there's a guy there that like, which has got like, it's like an old buddy, maybe from the first game or from a story that wasn't depicted in a game. I don't know, but you guys are like catch. It's like, oh, you're back, because vampires don't die easy. So you get to hang out with a vampire, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
And their vampires are weird, right? Like, in most media, it's like, oh, you got bit, and it's this weird curse you have. They're like, we're from another planet. Vampires are a race of beings that we're from another planet, and we feed on humans, but some of them don't because of ethical qualms.
Yeah.
Like, how some people don't eat fish because it's cruel.
Yeah.
And meat. Like, they're, vegetarian vampires, basically.
Sure.
And so I'm enjoying the fiction. I think the vibe is like, I'm getting used to it, is I think how I describe it. It looks beautiful, but it's too nice. It's too lovely. There's a housing mini game, I guess. I've got my own estate now, which is also weird because, witchers live in shitholes if the main game's got anything to say about it. No, I got a lovely vineyard now. I'm just like, what am I playing?
Mm-hmm. You need to call Yennefer over for a hangout, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, she already wrote me a letter. Yeah. She wrote me a letter. Oh, yeah, because I found some, there's a Dr. Moreau, which I feel like, isn't there, Moreau is like a popular
story
fantasy.
Yeah, there's the island of Dr. Moreau.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a Dr. Moreau whose son got stolen, turned into a witcher, and he's trying to reverse it. So he experimented with mutagens. He's long since dead, but you raid his lab and you put them into yourself. You're like, well,
you're the witcher.
Yeah. So there's new upgrade path, basically, is what I'm trying to say, and that's cool. Yeah. And the actual combat encounters I've found to be like challenging. Like, it's like once you over level, things get pretty easy in Witcher, but they factored that, I guess, in the expansion, so the fights are actually tougher. It's nice. I'm just like, oh shit. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good time. Nice. I'm enjoying it, and I got derailed because vampire crawlers took over my life, and now I'm done with it. So I'll probably play Diablo.
There you go. Now I'll get distracted with the other thing that people are playing. I see Boomerang Fu on here, and I'm about to lose my mind because I love this game, and I would play with you. If this had online multiplayer, we'd be playing this every night.
Yeah, so I went to go have dinner with Mike, because sometimes we go to a local shawarma place, and he brought his son, and we were just talking about shit, and he's like, when we were done, he's like, oh, you want to come over to my place and play Boomerang Fu? His son Ivan loves it. He's been playing with his friends, and I'm like, I haven't heard of Boomerang Fu. What is that? And they're like, oh, trust me, you'll like it. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm not doing anything. So we all went over to Mike's house, and we played 3v3 versus 3 bots.
Yeah.
And, looking at it, I'm like, okay, here's some Nintendo-y game, whatever. You start to play, and the mechanics are like, they're rock solid in this game.
Yeah.
Like, everything is like, you feel like one of those samurai battles where like it's just one sword stroke. Like, think of the Obi-Wan Maul fight in Rebels or something, or was it Rebels? Whatever. I think it was Rebels. Yeah, it was. Where it's like fast paced, but basically it's just like you don't have a health bar. You get hit once, you're dead.
Yeah.
Maybe if you have a shield, you can take 2 hits, but mostly you've got to hit, and you can swing and throw a boomerang, but you can't spam the buttons. So you got to time it good.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing that too. And you can parry, and the parry is very satisfying. It slow mo's the whole screen for everyone. It's a little annoying, but mostly, I guess this reminded me of like a Towerfall Ascension style game, right? Where it's just like quick 3v3s or whatever map.
Yeah.
And I was like, after we had played a bit, we played on normal and aced it, and then we played on hard and got trounced, and then we played on hard again and only lost by 1 point. And I'm like, I'm going to go home and buy this game.
You're gonna go get this game.
Yeah. Well, I was just like, I just felt like there's like a level of mastery. So what happened was I was doing really good as I was starting to get better, but then I got a stupid telekinesis, which
Oh, the one teleports
you throw
with
the
jump.
boomerang,
Yeah.
and then if you click your dash button, it teleports you to where the boomerang is, and it just threw me off completely because now my dash doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept teleporting into the enemy because you throw your boomerang at the enemy and dash for cover. I throw my boomerang at the enemy and dash into the enemy.
Yeah, as long as you're holding
Yeah.
it, it's no longer in play. You'll dash normally, but when when it's in flight, you're gonna fly to
And
it.
yeah, you can't drop the power ups. So I'm like, how do I get rid of this? I was like, it's screwing me up. We got to win. We got into it, and it was fun. It was a good time.
Game's awesome. I love it.
I mean, it's like a 6-year-old game, or quite old game at this point, but I mean, whatever. Quite good.
Holds up. Yeah. The only complaint I have is that there's no online multiplayer. It'd be amazing with online. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's a bit sad. I'm glad then I don't need to buy it in here because I thought I'd want to play it, but no, it's only split screen co-op. That's too bad.
Yeah, it's kind of a
But
bummer.
still recommend it. Also, if your TV is really far away from your couch and small, it's hard to play.
Yeah, you got to get up.
Critique of Mike's house where I'm like, how do you guys see anything? I'm like,
Yeah.
everyone's so tiny.
If you got a dinky little TV or not dinky, but one way up on like a fireplace and it's up high and it's usually decorative or whatever,
yeah,
this is probably kind of a pain to play.
it's probably fine for TV, but if you've got a small little dudes, like there couldn't be more than an inch or two, like on the screen. It's not.
Yeah. This is in my top 3 games to play with Van. I like this, Duck Game, and co-op Broforce are 3 favorite things to play.
I mean, I think what makes this good is like there's not a lot of fanfare, but sometimes it's just like, here we go, we got a welcome screen and you got a character select screen. It's just match after match after match. So
lots of variety though, tons of stuff.
yeah, lots of different levels, lots of different things. Like
I like the power up when you first throw out your boomerang. It explodes, which can hurt you, but then also splits into like 10 other exploding boomerangs. You can go crazy. Eventually.
Lots of friendly fire is a thing in this game too, which is to its advantage. it's comedic and funny.
Yeah, game rocks.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I like this game a lot. It's Boomerang Fu. I tried it. I liked it.
Yep, Steam, Switch, everything has it. So get it. All right, that's it for that. Let's get to some quick feedback. This is so dumb, but I'm going to play it anyway.
That's a good question.
So we got a listener wrote in. He's an anonymous listener, and he says, please stop with the toothpick. He's talking about these. So I do keep toothpicks near me all day. And sometimes I will forget that I've got one while I'm doing a show, and I'll kind of hang out in my mouth the whole time. And he doesn't like that, whoever this is.
It was very noticeable last episode.
It may have been. It was slurring words and things like that. I might have been.
It just was clear you had something in your mouth.
Yeah, no,
I've been there, buddy.
Yeah, I was going to say, Beau, I felt a real kinship with you after this happened.
You sounded like a person with a toothpick in their mouth.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
You mean I've got to go 4 hours without putting anything in my mouth?
Yeah. That's apparently, yes, that's how it is.
That's really hard. Okay.
So
what I liked is that I saw this in the notes.
Yeah.
And at the start of today's show, you had a toothpick in your mouth, and I was like, "Man, Scott's taking a bold stance to get called out for his toothpicks and be like, you know what? I'm gonna do the whole damn show.
Gonna just screw with this guy." Actually, I did think about it at the break. I was gonna bring a whole box down here, and then as I read this, I was just gonna like slowly put more in my mouth till I had
Probably
like
not a
50 of them.
visual watcher though. He's probably an audio listener, so the trolling's not gonna.
Oh, maybe. Although, how did he know it was a toothpick? Does it have is it a specifically my?
No, it just sounds like there's something. So whoever it is, they definitely went and looked it up.
It's true, but also knowing we're on YouTube, they might listen and go like, "What's going on?" and just check and see what
And
that
go,
is.
oh man, put that out of your mouth.
Toothpick Johnson over there.
But don't be afraid to tell me your names. All these kinds of critiques are always anonymous. No one ever puts their name on these things. So just, you can tell me who you are, even if it's a fake little name.
Well, maybe they're more comfortable just being anonymous because they don't want to be remembered as the toothpick guy.
Maybe his name is Whiny Boy 4 and he can just do that.
Okay.
You're making it worse.
Now they're definitely not going to say.
I kid, I joke. It's fine. And I'm trying not to do it during shows. That's just this weird habit I have.
I get it. It's hard to change habits.
Yeah.
I don't have bananas and plates of food. What is it I used to eat?
Bananas are the enemy of podcasts for sure. Because they're horrible. And then people that have that whole like misophobia or phobia, whatever it is. It sounds like a phobia of soup you get at a
miso.
No, don't bring that soup. Just bring me my sushi. Oh.
I hope they never touched each other.
At it. Even looking at it's freaking me out.
But I still like getting the feedback. So keep it coming, everybody. You can email us at show@core.show. You can send texts and voicemails to 10hams.com. show@core.show. I almost put the dot
I like
in there.
that's the only bit of feedback we did. It makes it sound like that's the only email we received all week. Yeah. I know you canceled too because the show's gone long.
Yeah.
And we had other things we were going to talk about. But I love that we dedicated a whole and now the feedback section. Stop putting a toothpick in your mouth. That's it for feedback this week.
Yeah, that's it, everybody. Thanks.
I kind of want to hear the call from Skunk.
You want to hear the Hey Skunk call? All right, I'll do it. It's only 45 seconds.
Is that the person's name? Hayes Skunk?
Hayes Skunk is his nickname. Yeah. I don't think it's his real name, but here's what he has to say, Beau. He's asking you a question.
Hey, Corpos. It's Hayes Skunk here. Beautiful downtown Beaver Bay, Minnesota. Anyway, Beau was talking recently about picking one of his favorite games as the Guardian Legend. And I just have to say thank you because I used to love that game. I beat it many times and absolutely adored it. It was nobody else talked about it, but it was a fantastic game. And you got me thinking. So I loaded up RetroArch, loaded up Guardian Legends, barely got into the station, could not even finish Corridor 1. I suck so bad at this now, but thanks for the nostalgia anyway. You guys keep up the great work.
So that's the one you did you did a host special.
Yeah, I remember No.
You didn't?
We picked the games last week. I remember the week before we did a big picture wall of the grid thing. My retro game of all time was Guardian Legend. And listen, there are tens of us that played that game.
Yeah. It sounds like you got good, though. You were good at it, right?
Well,
how would you do now?
It was just a challenging game. I have it on like my Ambernick, I think.
What was the original platform? Was it NES?
And NES.
NES. Okay.
This game, 8-bit NES. It's like there's a lot of quality of life in today's games that makes just the control better, but it's still highly playable and fun. It's got these intense, shooter games like Life Force or whatever, like R-Type.
I like those.
It's a mix between Legend of Zelda and R-Type. You go back and forth. When he says a corridor, that's where you turn into a spaceship and do the spaceship section. Then you turn back into a lady and you shoot enemies in the exploration. And it's like open worldish for a NES game, which is kind of crazy, right? Like it's like Zelda in the sense that you go like corridors are like dungeons, but instead of a dungeon, you're in a space. It's a spaceship shooter, like a shmup.
A shmup.
Interesting.
And shmups get pretty like intense. And then once you're done beating the boss's fights are tough as hell. You go back into the Zelda like overworld and get to the next corridor, and it has like upgrades, which is again a system not very common in the NES era in terms of having different guns to use and a health bar you can upgrade and shit. It's a pretty actually modern game, I would say, for the NES era.
Interesting. Yeah, I had never heard of it until you mentioned it last week, and this guy brought it up again.
Look,
and I thought,
I would, if you've got a way to play it on your Ambernick, give it a try. I'd recommend it. I think it holds up. It's also got a crazy, interesting soundtrack.
Yeah. That part I don't remember. Yeah, I've just got no connection to that game. I don't know what the deal is, but I want to check it out now.
It was a rental. Like, I'm sure I rented it. Went like, wow, this game rocks.
Yeah. Beau, one of Beau's favorites.
All right. Well, thanks, Skunk. It was nice that it was a compliment. I wasn't sure what someone called Hayes.
No, it was really nice. What someone named Hayes Skunk would say.
Yeah.
Nah, he's around.
Also, I know we went hard on people's names, I think, last week. So maybe I thought, it was like clarification that, hey, I'm not a skunk. I come from a long line of skunks.
Yeah, good skunk people, good skunk country. Hey, speaking of going hard, I'm gonna play this mashup. I'm gonna play this mashup from Jamie. It is called Lightsaber Penis. It's a classic, core classic that we're playing here. So it means we may have heard some of this before. I don't know who said lightsaber penises.
I'm gonna say Scott.
I'll say Beau. I'm going to say Beau.
I mean, last week it wasn't even one of us, so you never know.
It was me. No, who was it last time?
It was nobody. It was nobody.
Oh, right, because he was fiddling with us or screwed us. Maybe this time, too. I don't know. Maybe not fiddling with us. That's the wrong word. All this penis talk's messing me up. All right, here it is. It is Core Classics, Lightsaber Penis, from 2022. About 3.5 minutes. Check it out.
Greetings, adventurer. If it's mashups you seek, the Mashup Guild you shall find at patreon.com/Mashup Guild.
Oh,
Can you lean over and lick it, like the tip of it?
Ew, where the little butthole is?
Sometimes it's not what we do, but it's what we do after what we do that really matters.
That's what my mom used to say. It's not about the dump you're taking. It's about the toilet paper you pull the right direction, she'd say.
Really? Is that real? That sounds real.
Momism,
yeah, that's a momism. She says it's not about how you poop, honey. It's how you wipe.
Really?
Oh, yeah. When are we going to see the guy with the tall hair? Who's that guy? He's your discount Guile. Can't remember his name.
Heihachi?
No, who's the one with the really tall hair?
Why do I think it's Jake?
I don't know.
Is it Jake? Oh, Paul.
Oh, Paul. Jake Paul. That's why.
You sounded so disgusted by the idea of me saying Jake. You're like, no, it's not stupid Jake. Yeah, it's Paul, John. Yeah. Come on, get with it. Why didn't you know?
I had a friend growing up who was half Lebanese, and he'd call me a dirty Nazi, and I'd call him a dirty leb, and that was okay.
A dirty leb?
We were cool with it. Yeah.
I thought you were going to go full, let's put it this way so it doesn't sound bad. You were going to say moisture remover cabeza, which translated is, I'll say the two words separately. Moisture remover would be, what do you use when you get out of the shower?
Oh,
what do you towel?
Moist.
Yeah.
So a towel.
Okay, don't keep walking into it. You are just, I'm watching you just pick up a shovel and just vigorously start digging.
We're playing with dynamite. It's like we're 3-year-olds and we're like, well, what is it? We start playing drums with sticks of dynamite here.
Everybody should be wiping.
Yeah,
I know
wipe.
Beau is into alternative methods.
Look, if you want to know about my wiping, because I don't think
I definitely do.
I'm going to make some listeners mad if I talk about it here. Fine. I do a little dip.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Wait.
What's a little dip?
What's a little
I
dip?
don't like dry wiping.
Okay.
So most of the time, like, I will full shower. I don't have a bidet, so I will full shower after every poop. I don't like dry wiping.
Paul sucks.
Yeah, Paul sucks.
I don't even think the name's the worst part. I just think he's a bad character.
I think the hair is the worst.
The hair is the worst part. The hair contains another character that we haven't met yet.
A lesser character.
Yeah, eventually they're going to reveal who's under there. But
if there was like a pixie in his hair called Todd that gave him advice, that would
Todd,
be awesome. Paul, and then it'll be Paul and Todd.
Yeah, the Adventures of Paul and Todd. I'm looking forward to that spinoff.
When you have to poop while we're doing the show, you have not come back with wet hair.
Yeah, no, you can just shower your ass. Like, you don't have to do it.
Wait, so when you're gone to poop during break time on the show, you poop, then you run the shower and just stick your butt in the shower?
Yeah, leave the shirt on, fold it up over my head, whip the pants down, clean the butt.
I don't even know what to say.
I can't sit here knowing there's like skid mark juice in there. It's got to be clean.
Yeah, he's a good looking guy. You'd make out with him, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You'd touch wieners.
I think so. I don't know.
Beau would touch wieners. Of course
I don't
Depends
like
on what led up to the kiss, really.
Maybe.
What if he said, Beau, I want to play lightsaber penis. Do you want to play that with me?
Probably not.
Okay. All right. I just want to know how far.
But like that, if a girl came up to me and said, "I want to play lightsaber penis," I'd be like, "I don't know about this
that's
person."
Just ridiculous.
Well, that would be weird though,
one
because
person with the lightsaber.
Right, that's the single lightsaber.
Still play lightsaber penis with one lightsaber. Don't you guys know the rules?
Yeah, but then what is she there for? You can do that by yourself without the girl asking you.
Yeah, what is?
Well, you could play solitaire version as well.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That was a journey.
Yeah. I don't remember us going all off on Paul before. That was great. He's a terrible character. He's just awful.
Paul.
Just an
there he is.
Awful character. All right. Well done, everybody. We did it. We pulled it off. We pulled it out, and we did what we had to do. Now we say our goodbyes. Before we do,
isn't it time for dildo reviews before we're done?
No.
Is that not a new segment on the show?
No. It was a one-off. The C-suite turned it down. They said, nope, can't do it this season. We can never do dildo. Oh, I have a fun follow-up, though, on that. The most embarrassing thing in the world.
Yep.
I had numerous family around me, and I was like looking for stuff we needed while Kim was out of town for Amazon stuff to get here. So I was in Amazon going, well, yeah, we could do this or this. Okay, well, I don't know. We've already ordered this. Let's go look at the old orders. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but when you've scrolled to the very bottom of wherever you are on Amazon, it will give you a big strip, a scrolling strip of your previously viewed items. And I scroll down while all these eyeballs are looking at my screen, and there's
What
like
are you on?
4
Like an iPad?
Amazon. Nope, just my computer screen right here.
Okay.
And down at the bottom, because that's where I looked at it with you guys, just row after row of big rubber penises.
I told you this was going to happen last week. I told you multiple times this was going to happen last week.
You warned me.
I said, how bold and brave of you to open this up on Amazon. And then at the end, I said, I can't wait to hear Kim's reaction when you open your Amazon history.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Now, Kim, at least, she would understand my explanation. I would have said, well, we were doing this thing on the show, and we were looking these things
John
up,
and Beau.
she would have got it. But everybody else, how do I explain this? Well, when I was talking to Joe and Beau and John Bond, when I was talking to Beau and John, we had these questions.
Talking about dildos. It's like, isn't that a show about video games?
Yeah.
Why are you talking about dildos? And like, also massively out of character for you because it's not like I think we're probably the bluest thing on the Frog Pants Network.
Oh,
we're
easily.
the most F-bomby for sure.
Easily, yeah.
So you would, people would just, your family would just make the assumption that it's a bullshit lie, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, it's for a podcast.
Yeah, and I'm like, I go,
talking about it. We should have been there. It was very funny.
and it'd be one thing if these were just like little innocent, little cute, little toys. No,
you found the nastiest ones. That's why we got into this. 'Cause I had to show you.
Yeah.
You don't have to get a veiny, fleshy, looking penis for a dildo. Like
that's what it was. They were like realistic and way over huge and just stupid.
The last one you sent was taller than me.
I know, which means Todd Howard is there's some Todd Howard reference in there.
why is Todd Howard in this?
I always, whenever height comes up, Todd Howard comes up. But
We're talking about penis length.
yeah, and Todd Howard's name always comes up. Can't figure that one out. Anyway, all I'm saying is don't.
So you don't want to do a segment? Okay.
No,
Okay.
and also
I was just checking.
You know what's also not easy is to clear that list. You have to go through some hoops to do it. So it's not like I could just go, click, click, click. I had to go. I had to give my explanation to say is, believe
Look,
me. That's
it's in
all I
the
had.
algorithm. You can delete the history, and it's still going to go, hey, it's Amazon Prime Day. Do you want a veiny
It's so weird. It's
Based
so weird
on
that
your
that's.
profile, customers like you bought this
I
giant.
have miles of comic books and years of like when I was buying Blu-rays and don't do that anymore. But like video game stuff and electronics and like my list is perfectly normal. And then suddenly, huge wiener.
Like the sex segment is a huge market. So as soon as you stick your toe in there, it's like, oh, you want to buy some of this? You definitely want to buy some of this.
Yeah, they want.
I look at one short of a cutie pie dancing, and all of a sudden, my YouTube shorts is nothing but that.
Yeah.
Like wall to wall, and I'm like, come on! I clicked it once. Leave me alone.
Yeah, mine was people getting arrested and freaking out and fighting police back. I watched 2 videos.
Yeah.
Hung around them too long, and then suddenly that's all I'm getting for the rest of the night.
And on your For You page, it's wall to wall that questionable thing you clicked.
Yeah.
We've highlighted some tags that might interest you, Scott Johnson. Movies, comic books, video games, thick and veiny.
Yeah. Shit. Well, thanks, Jeff Bezos, and thanks, Fate.
And the best part is AI scraping all of it, so that's also what the AI is.
Yeah. Now your AI recommendations are going to be like, you're going to be looking for something else, and you're going to be like, I need to get some toilet paper off Amazon. AI, what is the best toilet paper to use? Well, considering your dildo usage, you may need a thicker ply.
But also for others, where it's like, tell me about Scott Johnson. It's like, he's a podcaster, blah, blah, blah. Also, like, has a
He
interest
loves
in dildos.
big veiny wieners. He's into it. I don't know.
According to our research, he's a
Well,
dildo guy.
According to my research, somebody that is the husband of Martha who goes out to war and fights for the good fight has to tell us the games we played today, or else we're going to forget them. Take it away.
My dearest Martha, save us from this road we have once again begun to walk down by letting us remind you of the video games we played. Back when the show was about video games earlier.
Yeah.
Diablo IV, Lord of Hatred. Vampire Crawlers.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 9. Shapes with a Z 2, Crimson Desert, Avowed, and Windrose, Dead as Disco, the demo, Mouse PI for Hire, Halo, Combat Evolved, The Witcher 3, and Boomerang Fu.
Fine list. Man, if Martha doesn't, what would Martha do? I can't think of what Martha would do.
Oh, wow. What a transition. If Martha doesn't, what would Martha do?
What would she do?
What would Martha do, everybody?
Yeah, I really can't think of it, so I'm just not going to say it. Hey, everybody, go to frogpants.com/core and get all the things you missed or don't know where they are. They're all right there. That's going to do it for us. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week for more. We'll see you then.
This has been a Frog Pants production. Find all our shows at frogpants.com.
Activate Pac-Man.